It's Thursday, September 18th. Small flare-up. Firefighters called back to that heavily damaged apartment building in Middle Sackville last night, responding to some hot spots. Your top news headlines just ahead.
Also, providing affordable downtown housing options. We'll find out about a new initiative with the aim of turning empty offices into co-living spaces for young people.
And a very bubbly business. We'll head to Porter's Lake to check out a shop with a very clean clientele. That's a little later. Those stories and so much more coming up on the Thursday edition of CTV Your Morning Atlantic.
Come on in. It is already Thursday, September 18th. So glad you're with us bright and early, 6:01 on this fine morning. We've got myself,
Amanda Debison,
and Latavia Beezer, and we're here to give you all the information you need to get your day started. So, Amanda, lots of news. How big were the hot spots that flared up last night?
Oh, very small.
Okay.
And I'm glad you asked that. This is that apartment fire that was in Middle Sackville. We talked about it Monday morning and throughout the week. Heavily damaged. Firefighters were called back there late last night because there's some hot spots. When I was talking to Halifax Fire this morning, they were telling me that because of the apartment building, the size of it, the firefighters can't get to every single spot. It's very dangerous for them. So there could be some hot spots and there could be some small flare-ups. There is security on site. The security noticed a little bit of smoke and a little bit of flame.
Okay.
So firefighters, of course, responded right away, extinguished that hot spot, used a thermal camera to make sure that there weren't any more at the time. It's just a precaution that they're taking, but I'll have more details coming up in the news. But yeah, very, very small development in that case.
Thank you. And Latavia, I found it warm when I left the house today.
Yeah, definitely cooled down into the overnight hours.
You felt that? I didn't feel that.
Sure. Through our window, we were getting this nice cool breeze finally. Cooling down our apartment, which was great, but definitely going to see another warm start to the day today. Yes, it is warming back up, but cooling down for our daytime highs. So here's a live look at Newfoundland, St. John's early this morning. 12 degrees starting off your day. Wind will pick up this afternoon, becoming a bit breezy, and sunshine sticking around in your area throughout the day today. In terms of our current temperatures, it's going to be not too bad starting off the day. Much warmer start to the day than we saw earlier this week. As of right now, it is already 15 degrees in Labrador City. 15 also starting off your day early this morning in Charlottetown. 11 in Fredericton, with 13 in Halifax and 14 in Sydney. Over to our satellite and radar. So we do have a bit of precipitation tracking across parts of the region, starting off into the Tri-County area of Nova Scotia, the southwestern region of Newfoundland. We are going to see that wet weather track across the Maritimes today, but it's going to be a very low chance of it happening. In terms of the wind, it is going to pick up as well out of the southwest. As of right now, 35 kilometers per hour in North Cape, 15 starting off your day in Charlottetown, 11 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang and in Sydney, with no wind gusts to notify you at this time, but we will be seeing a breezier wind into the afternoon. We'll have a look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first, a look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Time is 6:03. Firefighters were called back to that heavily damaged apartment building in Middle Sackville late last night, responding to a small flare-up. Halifax Fire says there are hot spots and some deep-seated burning that they could not reach during the initial call Monday. Last night on-site security noticed smoke. Firefighters arrived on scene just before 11. That flare-up was quickly extinguished. Firefighters also used thermal cameras to look for more hot spots before they left the scene. A former swim instructor at a Nova Scotia youth detention centre has been charged with sexual offences involving hundreds of children over a quarter of a century.
This instructor held a position of authority, and the young people he victimized should have been able to trust him and feel safe with him.
75-year-old Donald Douglas Williams was arrested at his home in Dartmouth on the weekend. He is facing 66 sex-related charges, but those charges only cover about 30 of more than 300 reported victims. Police said the alleged victims were boys, with the exception of one girl. Williams worked at the youth detention center known as Waterville from 1988 to 2017. The alleged assaults happened between 1989 and 2015. RCMP say additional charges are expected. Williams is due in Kentfield Provincial Court next week. An arrest has been made in connection with the hate-motivated graffiti spray painted on 3 Halifax synagogues over the weekend. Security cameras recorded a suspect leaving hateful messages and swastikas on the buildings. 31-year-old Jesam Topali was arrested Tuesday at his Halifax home and faces 7 charges, including incitement of hatred. The Atlantic Jewish Council is pleased with the speedy arrest.
In the short term, what we need to see is that the existing laws on the books concerning expressions of hate be enforced vigorously, and that we think will send a message.
The accused has a bail hearing scheduled for later this morning. One of the chief executive officers at J.D. Irving is being treated for cancer. Robert Irving reportedly had successful cancer surgery in late July and is now undergoing treatment. Co-CEO Jim Irving will be leading operations for the New Brunswick company while his brother recovers. The company has not said what type of cancer is involved or where Irving is being treated. The company employs about 20,000 people across various sectors, including agriculture, forestry, and shipbuilding. Nova Scotia has lost a trailblazing senator, lawyer, and educator. Donald Oliver passed away early yesterday morning after a long battle with heart disease. Oliver made history in 1990 when he became the first African-Canadian man appointed to the Senate. Born in Wolfville, Oliver was also a founder of the Black Cultural Centre. He was admired for his commitment to issues of social justice and nation building. In a statement, Premier Tim Houston called him a courageous trailblazer. A memorial service will be held September 27th at New Horizons Baptist Church in Halifax. It is official. Students at Dalhousie will be heading back to class in less than a week. Locked out faculty members and other teaching staff have voted overwhelmingly in favor of accepting a new collective agreement. The deal includes a raise of more than 10% over 3 years, increased parental leave benefits, and a requirement for each faculty to ensure a more fair and equitable distribution of workload. Of the 839 members who voted, all but 40 voted yes. Fall classes will begin next Tuesday. The Faculty Association will hold a media briefing later this morning, and we'll have the president of the Faculty Association join us at 8 a.m. Canadian curling great Brad Gushue is calling it a career at the end of this season.
This will be my final year in competitive curling. For me, this is about my family and my team. My wife and daughters are important to me, and I've missed enough milestones to know I don't want to miss any more. For my team, your commitment, friendship, and drive are what made all this possible for me.
The 45-year-old skip from St. John's has won 2 Olympic medals, 5 World Championship medals, and is also a 6-time Brier champion. Speaking of wins, Northern New Brunswickers, you'll want to check your lotto tickets if you play. Atlantic Lottery says tickets sold in Miramichi for yesterday's draw of Lotto 649 is a gold ball guaranteed prize winner worth a cool $1 million. Woo! Details on who the winner is will be released as soon as they come forward. So if you're in Miramichi, you play Atlantic Lotto, you got a ticket from yesterday, check it.
I need to go to Miramichi and meet some new friends.
I know, exactly. Or, I mean, if you didn't get that ticket, you could just play our game.
That's right. Oh my gosh, 20 grand. Imagine, your morning just got a whole lot richer. We are giving away a staggering $20,000. Guess what? Time for today's code word. So let's just take a moment to imagine what you do with an extra 20 grand. What are you going to buy today, Amanda?
Ooh, today, another vacation.
Okay, you?
Oh man, I don't know.
Today, just today's thing.
Today, a new outfit.
I'm going to go to the grocery store and go wild. I'm going to splurge. There we go. Splurge is today's word. Head to the contest page on ctvatlantic.ca. Scan the QR code that's just about to come up on your screen, along with all your info. A chance to win that 20 grand. We have another code word tomorrow, but today's one is splurge.
Ooh, splurge.
Do it.
Treat yourself. Oh, new show, new contest. We love it. All right, we're going to take our first break on this Thursday morning. Latavia will have our first full look at the forecast when we return. Right now, let's take a beautiful live look at Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. Calm and quiet this morning. Your forecast and national news when we return.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:12 on your Thursday morning. We're taking a live look at Fredericton, starting off at 12 degrees. We did have a chance of some isolated showers early this morning. Looks like it's not currently happening. We are going to see sunshine as clouds clear out this afternoon. A chance of showers returns into the evening in your area. So it is not too bad starting off the day, a mild start to the day nonetheless. 15 degrees right now heading outdoors in Labrador City, 13 starting off your day in St. John's, 15 degrees right now in Charlottetown, 13 early this morning in Halifax, and 14 in Sydney. A bit of fog early this morning, some cloud coverage. Fog is expected to dissipate. We are going to see some sunny breaks as well throughout the day for parts of Atlantic Canada, but we do have precipitation in the forecast returning as well. Some isolated showers expected early this morning for parts of southern New Brunswick as well as into the Tri-County area of Nova Scotia, increasing to a 60% chance of it happening for parts of Nova Scotia. We are going to see some spotty showers remain into the afternoon for parts of the Maritime region. Also seeing some shower activity across parts of Labrador. And then into the evening and overnight hours, still some lingering showers, also increasing that chance of showers into the northern region of New Brunswick, seeing some showers move in for parts of Newfoundland as well. Early Friday morning, much of the same expected. We do have some sunny breaks, also seeing some isolated showers linger for parts of the Maritime region with temperatures starting to cool down. Trace amounts indicated for precipitation for the Maritime region and only 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of Newfoundland, getting around 10 to 20 millimeters additional precipitation in Happy Valley Goose Bay. Over to our forecast today for New Brunswick. Daytime highs today, 22 to 26 degrees. Looking at a mix of sun and clouds starting off the day for the north. A chance of showers moves in into the afternoon and evening. And for the central and southern region of the province, seeing isolated showers early this morning, clearing, leaving a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. But then into the evening, a chance of showers could return. A high of 24 degrees for Prince Edward Island today. Lots of sunshine throughout the day. Wind will pick up out of the southwest, 20 gusting to 40. And then for Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia, highs will range from 23 to 24 today. Looking at a mix of sun and cloud throughout the day, and then showers arriving into the evening, wind gusts of up to 40 as well. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, highs will range from 21 to 24, being the warmest into Greenwood and Bridgewater. Looking at some isolated showers for mainland Nova Scotia on and off throughout the day today. Scattered showers expected for the Tri-County area with a risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon. A high of 16 degrees for Labrador City today. Chance of showers on and off throughout the day. And for St. John's, a high of 22 degrees. Mainly sunny skies today, showers arriving into the evening. Friday into Thursday night, tonight and Friday, we are going to see a cold front move through. Temperatures are really going to start to cool down. We do have some sunshine across parts of New Brunswick. Still seeing some isolated showers for Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia. A chance of showers continues for parts of Newfoundland. And then into Saturday's forecast, really cool fall-like temperatures for the Maritime region and seeing a chance of showers and or flurries returning to Labrador. All right, now we're going to throw things over to Amanda for your national and international headlines.
Thank you, Latavia. Time is 6:15. Canada's central bank has cut its key interest rate for the first time in 6 months. CTV's Mike Lecouture has the details.
Tariffs are weakening the Canadian economy.
Canada's central banker couldn't be more blunt, as exports dropped by 27% in the second quarter of this year and inflation rose by 1.9%. Tiff Macklem and his team decided it was best to lower interest rates.
Canadians remain concerned about the cost of living, and our primary mandate is to maintain low, stable inflation, and we are very focused on that.
Canada's GDP declined by 1.6% in the second quarter, and some forecasts have the rest of the year looking flat, leading some economists to use the R word.
The term is technical recession, where there's 2 negative quarters. Well, certainly we're pretty well there. The third quarter, it's going to be flat at best.
The central bank disagrees, predicting modest growth in the second half of the year. But Macklem says that could change depending on what comes from the U.S.
Where there's a significant escalation of tariffs, U.S. tariffs, in that scenario, the Canadian economy does go into recession.
The effects of the trade war are also being felt in the U.S., where job gains have slowed and inflation ticked up. It's why the U.S. Federal Reserve recommended cutting its interest rate by 25 basis points on Wednesday. And while the decisions in each country are made independently, it does provide some perspective.
You know, we talk about we got a big deficit in debt. Well, theirs is way bigger than ours are.
The Bank of Canada's next rate decision is in October, but it's unclear if there will be another cut then.
With the federal budget expected November 4th, Macklem could wait to see the scope of government spending before cutting the interest rate again.
CTV's Mike Lukatour reporting from Ottawa. Walt Disney-owned ABC has pulled late-night talk show Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely after comments made in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination.
The MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them.
The announcement came after at least one major operator of ABC-affiliated stations said it would not broadcast the show for the foreseeable future. U.S. President Donald Trump is meeting with officials in London today, part of his historic second state visit to the U.K. Yesterday, there was a lavish welcome for the president and First Lady inside Windsor Castle. But outside, not so much. CTV's Joy Malbin reports.
From the roar overhead to the royal red carpet rollout, the U.S. President and First Lady arrived to a spectacular welcome, greeted by the young royals King Charles and Queen Camilla, pulling out all the stops for an unprecedented second state visit by an American president. Designed to dazzle Donald Trump, a great admirer of the late Queen and royal family. With pageantry marked by full military honors, a stunning parade of British royal guards, and all of this taking place inside Windsor Castle for security. And to avoid this,
Donald Trump, you can't hide!
Tens of thousands of protesters in London and Windsor. Outraged over what they call Trump's divisive policies from immigration, Gaza to Ukraine, and angry that Trump is being given the royal treatment.
He's a convicted felon, criminal sex offender. That is almost humiliating.
Projecting images of the president and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, the scandal even here rearing its head. But inside there was glitz and glamour, tiaras and tails at a lavish banquet, King Charles praising his guest of honor, toasting their shared history and deep ties between two nations, and thanking the president for seeking peace.
Tyranny once again threatens Europe. We and our allies stand together in support of Ukraine.
A not-so-subtle message to Trump, who vowed to end the war but has yet to come down hard on Russia. Clearly pleased with the highest honor of his life, the American president mostly stuck to the script.
To coin the phrase special relationship, but seen from American eyes, the word special does not begin to do it justice.
After a feel-good day of pomp and pageantry, it's politics. From trade deals to tariffs and solidarity for Ukraine, the special relationship between the U.S. and the U.K. will be tested. And all of this in just 48 hours.
CTV's Joy Malbin reporting from overseas. We're going to take a quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. Coming up, our friends from TSN Sports Center with your must-see moment.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
I want to thank CTV's Daryl Gill for playing the flute floors right there of that little
right?
Oh, just kidding. All right, it's time to check in with our friends at TSN Sports Center for today's must-see moment.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday, and we are taking a trip to Tampa for this one. It is the Jays and Rays. Alejandro Kirk gives this ball a ride to deep center, and Chandler Simpson, oh boy, makes a leaping grab of the wall, robs him of the 3-run homer. Real nice play by the rookie, who was primarily an infielder in college. That helping Tampa end Toronto's 6-game win streak. It is worthy of your must-see moment. Meanwhile, tonight on TSN, we've got Thursday Night Football for you. It is the Dolphins facing the Bills. Pre-game coverage begins at 6 p.m. Central Time. It's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a terrific Thursday.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's fun to have sports in as part of our new format.
I know, lots of new content, which is great to see. A whole extra hour up in the morning.
Yeah. I know that you have a more challenging life than most with twin boys at home, and they're young, so they're still not sleeping predictably. But how have you found the settling into the new routine?
I'm barely here. I'm here, but am I here? I don't know. It's groggy, but it's been so exciting. This is what, day 4?
Yes.
So, you know, I'm awake. What about you?
It was definitely day 1, getting up earlier. I didn't sleep well that night. I've been nervous about the show, but things have settled in. Yesterday, I slept the best yet. So
amazing.
Yeah, we're on a good trajectory.
Right? I'm just like this. You're like this.
Well, I hope not.
But I'm happy for you.
Well, no, you're definitely. I mean, the boys, and when they get older too, it'll get so much easier.
Yes.
But I do love the extra hour. I really do. I think that this hour is just so full of great information, and I really love Amanda's international and national news section.
Absolutely. Honestly, we're just being able to provide our viewers, all of you at home, the information you need to get you prepared to head out the door. And speaking of information that you need, we'll take a look at the 3-day forecast as we inch towards the end of the work week. Today, we're looking at some spotty showers across parts of New Brunswick. We will be seeing sunshine in your forecast as well. Still a high of 25, cooling down on Friday with a high of 20 degrees. Looking at mainly sunny skies for parts of the province, still seeing some lingering spotty showers into the afternoon. And on Saturday, lots of sunshine, but a cool high of 18. For Nova Scotia, looking at a high of 23 today, sunny breaks, but also some isolated showers for parts of the province. On Friday, a high of 21 with a mix of sun and cloud and scattered showers. And on Saturday, cooling down to a high of 15 with lots of sunshine across the province. Prince Edward Island, a high of 24 today, a mix of sun and cloud. Showers moving into the morning on Friday with a high of 16. 16 on Saturday, sunny skies.
Just ahead in this half hour, your Move Morning Chat. We'll check in with our friends Aaron and Peter to find out what's got them chatting today and tell you how you can let us know what you think. That's coming up this half hour of Your Morning Atlantic.
Hey, good morning. It is 6:30 on Your Morning Atlantic with Amanda, Crystal, and Latavia to start your day. We appreciate you joining no matter where you watch from. I know some viewers watch from outside Atlantic Canada. One viewer sent us a text saying that he always watches from Ontario.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, hello.
I know. I forget his name, but he just sent a text earlier this week.
Cool.
And we love hearing from you as well, that we have this new text message system.
Yes.
So when the Move Morning Chat comes up in just a few minutes, we want to hear what you have to say based on the video we saw, Zellers and Blockbuster. It's making me think of things that were in the past.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I guess
that's my guess.
I know. I love. That's one of my favorite conversations.
Blast from the past.
Talk about the good old days.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
good old days.
I have to tell you, when I was on vacation, there was a Kmart.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
In Australia, they had a Kmart. You got that really nice denim top there for a good price.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I had fun.
Kmart.
Yeah, it was fun. Kmart.
Yeah, well, they don't have that anymore.
Nope.
No, not in our region.
Wow. Look at Moncton right now.
Ooh, very moody.
Yes.
Starting off the day. Gorgeous.
Beautiful.
So we're going to see lots of sunshine in your area, if you didn't already guess that. 12 degrees starting off your day in Moncton. Lots of sunshine, but we do have some spotty shower activity moving in for parts of the province a little bit later on. Not too bad starting off your day, though. Quite mild. 15 degrees right now in Charlottetown. Early this morning in Halifax, starting off the day with 13 degrees. 14 in Sydney, 13 into St. John's. Over to our satellite and radar, a bit of a cloudier start to the day. We will be seeing sunshine remain in our forecast for parts of Atlantic Canada, but also some precipitation moving in for parts of the Maritime region, looking at a 30 to 60% chance of it happening, as well as showers starting off the day for parts of Labrador. Wind will be picking up out of the southwest this morning for the Maritime region. As of right now, 30 kilometers per hour in North Cape, 15 into Grand Etang and in Charlottetown, with 11 in Canso, 13 in Fredericton. Only one wind gust at this time, getting up to 39 kilometers per hour in North Cape. I'll have a look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first, the top local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Time is 6:33. Firefighters were called back to that heavily damaged apartment building in Middle Sackville last night, responding to a small flare-up. Halifax Fire tells CTV News there are hotspots and some deep-seated burning that they couldn't reach during the initial call Monday. Last night, on-site security noticed smoke. Firefighters did arrive on scene just before 11. The small flare-up was quickly extinguished. Firefighters also used thermal cameras to look for more hotspots before they left the scene. A former swim instructor at a Nova Scotia youth detention center has been charged with sexual offenses involving hundreds of children over a quarter of a century.
This instructor held a position of authority, and the young people he victimized should have been able to trust him and feel safe with him.
75-year-old Donald Douglas Williams was arrested at his home in Dartmouth on the weekend. He is facing 66 sex-related charges, but those charges only cover about 30 of more than 300 reported victims. Police said all the alleged victims were boys, with the exception of one girl. Williams worked at the youth detention center known as Waterville from 1988 to 2017. The alleged assaults happened between 1989 and 2015. RCMP say additional charges are expected. Williams is due in Kentville Provincial Court next week. An arrest has been made in connection with the hate-motivated graffiti spray painted on 3 Halifax synagogues over the weekend. Security cameras recorded a suspect leaving hateful messages and swastikas on the buildings. 31-year-old Jesem Topali was arrested Tuesday at his Halifax home and faces 7 charges, including incitement of hatred. The Atlantic Jewish Council is pleased with the speedy arrest.
In the short term, what we need to see is that the existing laws on the books concerning expressions of hate be enforced vigorously, and that we think will send a message.
The accused has a bail hearing scheduled for later this morning. One of the chief executive officers at J.D. Irving is being treated for cancer. Robert Irving reportedly had successful cancer surgery in late July and is now undergoing treatment. Co-CEO Jim Irving will be leading operations for the New Brunswick company while his brother recovers. The company has not said what type of cancer is involved or where Irving is being treated. The company employs about 20,000 people across various sectors, including agriculture, forestry, and shipbuilding. It is official. Students at Dalhousie University will be heading back to class in less than a week. Locked out faculty members and other teaching staff have voted overwhelmingly in favor of accepting a new collective agreement. The deal includes a raise of more than 10% over 3 years, increased parental leave benefits, and a requirement for each faculty to ensure a more fair and equitable distribution of workload. Of the 839 members who voted, all but 40 voted yes. Fall classes will begin next Tuesday. The Faculty Association will hold a media briefing later this morning, and we'll have the president of the Faculty Association joining us on this show at 8 a.m. Generally positive reaction to news. New Brunswick is setting up a task force to deal with the growing problem of homelessness. An affordable housing advocate who spent years trying to provide shelter for Moncton's most vulnerable is encouraged by the province announcement.
We've used the analogy that we're putting Band-Aids on bullet holes, and we've long been waiting for the provincial government to kind of say, well, let's take the bull by the horns here. We're wrestling with the bull, but someone has to take it by the horns.
The province has set a goal of cutting homelessness by 40% by 2029. Hicks acknowledges it's ambitious, but says he's encouraged. Northern New Brunswickers will want to check their lotto tickets this morning. Atlantic Lottery says a ticket sold in Miramichi for yesterday's draw of Lotto 649 is a gold ball guaranteed prize winner worth $1 million. Details on who the winner is will be released as soon as they come forward. Finally, Canadian curling great Brad Gushue is calling it a career at the end of this season.
This will be my final year in competitive curling. For me, this is about my family and my team. My wife and daughters are important to me, and I've missed enough milestones to know I don't want to miss any more. For my team, your commitment, friendship, and drive are what made all this possible for me.
The 45-year-old skip from St. John's has won 2 Olympic medals, 5 World Championship medals, and is also a 6-time Brier champion.
Wow.
When you think of exactly, like when you think of curling greats from Canada, you think of Brad Gushue.
Absolutely, yes.
He is amazing.
Pride of Newfoundland.
Good on him to make this decision to spend time with his family.
That has to be hard to be away from your family for training and practice and competition. And yeah, it's taken him all over the world.
Well, speaking of very, very, very talented athletes, Nova Scotia's own Sidney Crosby, he's going to get the spotlight in the show Face Off Inside the NHL. The series is back for season 2 with special screenings across Canada. So September 28th, the Scotiabank Centre hosts a community event featuring a brand new episode, hosted in support of the Sidney Crosby Foundation. Now, the screening will offer fans a sneak preview of the new season and the chance to win a trip to see Crosby and the Penguins take on the Leafs in Toronto on November 3rd. Face Off Inside the NHL returns October 13th on Prime Video. But come on, I would love to win that even.
Yeah, who wouldn't?
And you're going to be in a good crowd, too, with other big Crosby fans.
Right?
Oh, yeah. It'll be electrifying atmosphere that night for sure.
Yeah. All right, still ahead on this Thursday. We're going to take a quick break. Latavia will have another look at the forecast. We'll also have some more national news. And coming up next, though, the Move Morning Chat. And we want to hear your thoughts. Is there a long closed store or business that you still think about and just wish would come back? We want to know. Join us for the conversation next.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:42. We're taking a live look at a very dark start to the day over in Antigonish. 15 degrees, though, already in your area. You will be seeing clouds clear out, leaving a bit more sunshine, but we do have a chance of some isolated showers into the afternoon. A mild start to the day right across the region early this morning. 14 degrees already in Labrador City, 13 starting off your day in St. John's, 12 degrees right now in Fredericton, 15 in Charlottetown with 13 in Halifax, heading outdoors in Sydney, 14 degrees. A bit of fog patches early this morning for parts of the Maritime region. That will dissipate. We do have a bit of cloud coverage, but also seeing a bit of sunshine as clouds clear out into the afternoon. Some lingering showers expected for parts of Labrador. We are going to see a chance of some isolated showers throughout the day for mainland Nova Scotia. Into the Tri-County area, looking at some scattered showers. And then into the afternoon and evening hours, we are going to see that precipitation increase for parts of the Maritime region. Still going to be low and spotty in its activity. Taking us into early Friday morning, where we are going to see a cold front move in Thursday night into Friday. Temperatures slowly starting to cool down as we inch towards the weekend. If you are wondering about the precipitation we're going to see across the region, it's going to remain trace for the Maritimes, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of Newfoundland and getting up to 10 to 20 millimeters of additional rainfall for Happy Valley Goose Bay. For forecast today for New Brunswick into the northern region, going to start off the day with a mix of sun and cloud, a chance of showers into the evening. For the central and southern region of the province, seeing some isolated showers early this morning, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud, but seeing a chance of showers return into the evening. Daytime highs will range from 22 to 26 degrees today. A high of 24 degrees for Prince Edward Island. Lots of sunshine throughout your day. Wind will pick up this afternoon, though, out of the southwest, 20 gusting to 40. And for Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia, seeing sunshine today, but we do have a chance of some isolated showers into the evening with daytime highs between 23 to 24. For the rest of Nova Scotia, looking at some isolated showers from mainland Nova Scotia into the Tri-County area, scattered showers with the risk of thunderstorms today. Highs between 21 to 24 degrees. For Newfoundland and Labrador, looking at showers on and off throughout the day today with a high of 16 degrees in Labrador City, 22 into St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at mainly sunny skies, evening showers. So for forecast on Friday, much of the same, a bit of a cloudy day ahead. We do have some sunny breaks across New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island. Also seeing a chance of some isolated showers continuing on for parts of New Brunswick as well as Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island. For Newfoundland and Labrador, we are seeing a chance of some showers and or flurries for Labrador, and for Newfoundland, some spotty showers remain. Into our forecast for Saturday, much more sunshine, but temperatures really cooling down, going to feel fall-like. We do have some lingering showers for Cape Breton, and also seeing that chance of showers and or flurries sticking around for parts of Labrador. All right, now it's time for the Move Morning Chat. It's that time once again for the Move Morning Chat. It's a new day. We have a new topic. And joining us this morning is our friends over at Move 100, Aaron and Peter. Welcome back, guys. Tell us what the topic is today.
Well, we're talking about all the stores that you loved back in the day that no longer exist. Which store would you love to make a comeback? This came up because Peter was talking about the Sears bargain basement.
Yeah, now it's a store that some people watching may not be familiar with, but I was certainly very familiar with it. We would go there all the time. Now, it just closed in 2018. Seems like longer ago, but here in our area, it was a place where Sears would take all of their stuff that was returned or surplus, or they're trying to move stuff out. So you could find amazing deals. And every time we were looking for a new piece of furniture for anywhere in the house, that's where we would go. We still have a stove in our kitchen right now that came from the Sears bargain basement. But boy, I wish it was back again.
I miss it too. I love that place. Yeah, I love all the big old department stores. Like, I do miss the Bay. I loved the Bay so much. Sears even. Like, it's nice to have the department store because, for example, like Sears, the mattresses, you could lay on them, and then you could always get a really good warranty that came with the stoves and the fridges and everything. Like, I just don't know if you can get that anymore.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, true.
I'm opposite of you both. I hated Sears as a kid. Going there, I was like, really? I don't want to go there again. But you know what I do miss? The Disney store. They had animatronics everywhere. It was such a good time. There was also another store, PJ's Pets in Yorkdale. I was telling Crystal about this one time before. Just going in and seeing all the pets. I really wanted a puppy. My parents were like, you're not getting one. So I would always go and play with them.
Oh my gosh, you've uncorked a beast. I just have to add one more thing. Okay, speaking of pets, when I was a kid, there was even Woolworths and Woolco, and they had a pet department with budgies and fish. That was great when you were a kid.
Love
so
those.
Good. They're all nostalgic. I automatically thought of Blockbuster. I just think of like a Friday night, my parents driving me to Blockbuster. You get to rent. I probably rented some Mary-Kate and Ashley movie. I don't know, but that feeling is long gone. I wish we had that back. I miss Blockbuster.
Hey, never say never. Look at Zellers. It just keeps coming back over and over in one form or another.
Pops up, closes down. Pops up, closes
Well, the lowest price is the law, so maybe that's got something to do with it.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, my gosh. Well, thank you, Aaron and Peter. And we want to hear from you. Let us know what's a store that you miss from the good old days. You'd love to see it make a comeback. You can text us at 10400, standard message, and data rates apply. We're going to have your responses later in the show. Weigh in. We want to hear from you.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
It's 6:51. Welcome back. It's time now to zip on over to Hollywood and check out your showbiz headlines.
If my life's coming to an end, I really can't complain. I had a great life.
We're getting our first look at the upcoming Ozzy Osbourne documentary, which is set to launch on Paramount Plus next month. Ozzy, No Escape From Now, documents the original Black Sabbath singer's final months before his death this past July. Cardi B is pregnant with her 4th child. The rapper has announced this is her first baby with her new boyfriend, Stephon Diggs, after the two confirmed their relationship 4 months ago. Cardi B also has an album coming out this Friday called Am I the Drama, as well as a tour planned for early next year.
How long will it take you to get ready?
I'm always ready.
Fire up the neon and your sports car. There's a new Miami Vice movie in the works. Joseph Kosinski is set to direct. His most recent film was this year's F1. Universal says they're targeting a 2027 release.
Elva, Withrop, I know you're out here.
The upcoming sequel to Wicked will feature 2 new songs not featured in the original Broadway musical. Composer Stephen Schwartz said Cynthia Erivo will sing the song No Place Like Home, while Ariana Grande sings The Girl in the Bubble. It may only be September, but the Hallmark Channel is already in the Christmas spirit. The network announcing a new slate of holiday programming, including a Grand Ole Opry Christmas special. Hallmark's wall-to-wall 24/7 holiday programming kicks off October 17th. And happy birthday to Jason Sudeikis. The Ted Lasso star and Saturday Night Live alum turns 50 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa Adon, ABC News.
All right, well, in case you missed it, we have a really great story to share with you. If you've ever done any long-distance swimming, you know it's a challenging full-body effort.
So imagine swimming all the way across the Halifax Harbor. Well, one local girl literally imagined it. She did it, and she made history at the same time. CTV's Mike Lamb has the story.
So what do you think? Are you ready to do it again?
Sure. My name is Ava, and I'm 8 years old. I swam across the Halifax Harbor a couple weeks ago, and it was really fun. I was the youngest person to ever do it, and swimming is my favorite sport to do. It wasn't that wavy, but whenever the boats went by, like the safety boats, it got really bumpy with the waves, and near the end there was big movie waves like this coming through, and it was crazy, but it was really fun.
Woohoo! Go Ava! I've swam from the Statue of Liberty to Manhattan last year. That one was more for fun. And I've swam the Halifax Harbor 5 times now for the United Way of Halifax. The last swim was probably the most memorable one for me because this is the first time in my life that I had my daughter follow me. It was truly amazing. I was a little worried at first that she would be a little too scared to do the event, and she was a little nervous going into this, but I was teaching her through the summer that long-distance swimming is more of a mind game more than it is a physical game. So she was nervous but also excited, and she was ready. She went and she did not stop until she got to the other side, and it was really exciting. It took her about 32 minutes. This was her longest swim event ever. She was the youngest person. She's 8 years old. I believe the youngest person before that was 12.
I used to train for the whole entire summer break to get ready. I was scared whenever I made it to the dock waiting, and I was really nervous on the boats, and it's I can't quit now because I'm on the boat. So I did it.
I'm so incredibly proud of what she has done. Really happy to see all the support she's received from all the family, all of her friends. If she wants to continue doing this, we'll be there to support her however she wants to do it. If she wants to travel to do long distance swimming, we can certainly help her with that. And if she doesn't want to do any more, then that's fine, and she can keep these memories for the rest of her life.
One brave 8-year-old. Happening now in news, in Middle Sackville, firefighters were called back to that heavily damaged apartment building last night, responding to a small flare-up. Plus, one of the chief executive officers at JD Irving is being treated for cancer. And Canadian curling great and Newfoundlander Brad Gushue is calling it a career at the end of this season. That's coming up in local news, but first, the 3-day forecast with Latavia.
Thanks, Amanda. We do have some sunny breaks across New Brunswick today, but also seeing some isolated showers track across parts of the province this afternoon. A high of 25, 20 degrees on Friday. Much of the same expected. A bit of sunshine, isolated showers into the afternoon yet again. And then on Saturday, sunny skies, temperature cools down to 18. Nova Scotia is looking at some sunny breaks as well, but also some showers moving in this afternoon with a high of 23, 21 on Friday, a mix of sun and cloud. And on Saturday, temperatures cool down. Much of the same for Prince Edward Island. Cooling down on Saturday, 16 degrees.
Coming up, Toboggan Flats. We'll meet the CEO behind an initiative that's turning empty offices into affordable co-living spaces for young people. That conversation in 15 minutes.
Welcome back. The time now is 7 o'clock. Our first hour of the show is already done.
Yeah.
Bye.
It really did today, yeah.
We thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday.
Are you with me? Every time that person's mixing up that batter, I get hungry. Every time we show.
Yeah. Do you think they're making pancakes this morning?
Ooh, I was thinking muffins, but sure.
Ooh, that would be good.
I actually brought a blueberry muffin today.
Well, Lottie,
Did you really?
Did you make it?
Yes, I did over the weekend.
Ah,
yes, I love baking.
Did you set up your camera? Is that you mixing up your muffins in the shop?
I'm not as good as Amanda, though. She made cupcakes for everyone earlier this week.
That was fun.
It feels like it was last week, but it was.
No, it was Monday. Yeah, it was Monday.
Wild.
I baked them over the weekend.
Yes.
Celebrate our new show. So they had a yellow and blue theme.
So cute and so tasty.
Like a little sunrise. And that's what we're looking at right now.
Yes, we're seeing the sun come up today. It's going to be quite a beautiful day yet again. Temperatures slowly cooling off just a bit, but not a bad start to your day, as you can see from our live eye over in Halifax. A bit of a cloudy start to the day. The sun is slowly rising. We are going to see sunshine in Halifax today, but also seeing a chance of some isolated showers move in. 13 degrees in Halifax this morning, was 14 in Sydney, 15 starting off today in Charlottetown, with 12 in Fredericton, 13 in Labrador City and St. John's. Over to our satellite and radar, you can see here a bit of a cloudier start to the day early this morning. We do have a bit of precipitation tracking across parts of the Maritime region. We'll move in for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador today as well. Wind picking up, though, out of the southwest this morning, 30 kilometers per hour right now in North Cape, 15 into Grandetang and Charlottetown with 13 kilometers per hour in Moncton, 11 in Canso, and only one wind gust at this time, getting up to 39 right now in North Cape. We'll have another look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first, another look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Time is 7:02. Firefighters were called back to that heavily damaged apartment building in Middle Sackville last night, responding to a small flare-up. Halifax Fire says there are hot spots and some deep-seated burning that they could not reach during the initial call Monday. Last night, on-site security noticed smoke. Firefighters arrived on the scene just before 11. The flare-up was quickly extinguished. Firefighters also used thermal cameras to look for more hotspots before they left the scene. In New Brunswick, Fredericton traffic snarled when an 18-wheeler got lodged under a busy downtown overpass. No one was hurt, but the truck damaged. Yesterday's collision closed the intersection for much of the day. Fredericton police say initial assessments confirm there's been no structural damage to the bridge. The truck was mostly carrying alcoholic beverages. A former swim instructor at a Nova Scotia youth detention center has been charged with sexual offenses involving hundreds of children over a quarter of a century.
This instructor held a position of authority, and the young people he victimized should have been able to trust him and feel safe with him.
75-year-old Donald Douglas Williams was arrested at his home in Dartmouth over the weekend. He's facing 66 sex-related charges, but those charges only cover about 30 of more than 300 reported victims. Police said all the alleged victims were boys, with the exception of one girl. Williams worked at the youth detention center known as Waterville from 1988 to 2017. The alleged assaults happened between 89 and 2015. RCMP say additional charges are expected. Williams is due in Kentville Provincial Court next week. An arrest has been made in connection with the hate-motivated graffiti spray painted on 3 Halifax synagogues over the weekend. Security cameras recorded a suspect leaving hateful messages and swastikas on the buildings. 31-year-old Jesem Topali was arrested Tuesday at his Halifax home and faces 7 charges, including incitement of hatred. The Atlantic Jewish Council says it is pleased with the speedy arrest.
In the short term, what we need to see is that the existing laws on the books concerning expressions of hate be enforced vigorously, and that we think will send a message.
The accused has a bail hearing scheduled for later this morning. One of the chief executive officers at J.D. Irving is being treated for cancer. Robert Irving reportedly had successful cancer surgery in late July and is now undergoing treatment. Co-CEO Jim Irving will be leading operations for the New Brunswick company while his brother recovers. The company has not said what type of cancer is involved or where Irving is being treated. The company employs about 20,000 people across various sectors, including agriculture, forestry, and shipbuilding. Nova Scotia has lost a trailblazing senator, lawyer, and educator. Donald Oliver passed away early yesterday morning after a long battle with heart disease. Oliver made history in 1990 when he became the first African-Canadian man appointed to the Senate. Born in Wolfville, Oliver was also a founder of the Black Cultural Center. He was admired for his commitment to issues of social justice and nation building. In a statement, Premier Tim Houston called him a courageous trailblazer. A memorial service will be held September 27th at New Horizons Baptist Church in Halifax. Students at Dalhousie will be heading back to class in less than a week. Locked out faculty members and other teaching staff have voted overwhelmingly in favor of accepting a new collective agreement. The deal includes a raise of more than 10% over 3 years, increased parental leave benefits, and a requirement for each faculty to ensure a more fair and equitable distribution of workload. Of the 839 members who voted, all but 40 voted yes. Fall classes will begin next Tuesday. The Faculty Association will hold a media briefing later this morning, and we will speak with the president of the Faculty Association at 8 a.m. Canadian curling great Brad Gushue is calling it a career at the end of this season.
This will be my final year in competitive curling. For me, this is about my family and my team. My wife and daughters are important to me, and I've missed enough milestones to know I don't want to miss any more. For my team, your commitment, friendship, and drive are what made all this possible for me.
The 45-year-old skip from St. John's has won 2 Olympic medals, 5 World Championship medals, and is also a 6-time Brier champion. New Brunswickers in northern parts of the province will want to check their lotto tickets. Atlantic Lotteries has a ticket sold in Miramichi for yesterday's draw of Lotto 649 is a gold ball guaranteed prize winner worth a cool $1 million. Details on who the winner is will be released when they come forward. Finally, divers have recovered artifacts from the sister ship to the Titanic for the first time since the ocean liner sank more than a century ago. Greece's culture ministry has announced that a deep sea diving team recovered artifacts from it in May, including the ship's bell and a navigation light. Designed as a luxury liner and launched in 1914, the White Star liner was being used as a hospital ship during the First World War when it struck a mine and sank off a nearby island in 1916, killing dozens of people. At 120 meters below the surface, it is accessible only to technical divers. The third in the trio of sister ships, Olympic transported Canadian troops to and from Halifax during the First World War.
Wow, yeah, it's with a lot of history. I just find this kind of stuff fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So awesome to see what's in the sea, down below.
Interesting. Yeah, definitely. All right, it's time now for a segment called Making Your Pets Famous by showing them on TV. Now, this is only going to run until tomorrow. If you've already sent in a photo, we'll do our best to show it by tomorrow. But we've loved this segment a lot, and we'll definitely have it back in the future. So here are today's featured pets. First up, Harley, a very pretty girl who loves to go for walkies. Thanks to viewer Tim McVicker for sending this in. She's gorgeous.
So cute.
Oh. Next up is Nugget. Getting ready to go outdoors, the precious pet of Annette Larad. Oh my gosh, Larad rather. Very cute.
Those eyes.
What a cutie. All right, this is Nova Gree. Nova Gree made his debut on CTV Morning Live during the World Acadian Congress in 2024.
Wow.
Nowadays, he's just chilling, doing his yoga poses. I think we have a shot of that. There we go. Merci, Renette Robichaud in Saulnieville, Nova Scotia, for sending these in. Finally, as evidenced by his bandana, this is Charlie, the grandpapa viewer, Penny White.
Adorable.
Thanks for these photos. We'll have a batch more tomorrow, and we've really enjoyed this segment. Thanks so much for being part of it.
It's so nice. You can also text us photos at 10400, by the way. Standard message rates apply, though, worth noting. All right, still ahead, Latavia has details on just how warm it's going to get on this Thursday before things cool down tomorrow. And after national news, Toboggan Flats, the dorm-style living that's providing an affordable and downtown living space for young people. We'll speak with the CEO behind the initiative a little later. Your Morning Atlantic. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. It's a cloudy start to the day over in St. John. You can see early morning commuters heading off the ferry. Right now, it's 13 degrees in your area. We are expecting some isolated showers early this morning that will clear out. Clouds will clear as well, leaving some sunshine into the afternoon. A mild start to the day right across Atlantic Canada. As of right now, 13 degrees in Labrador City as well as into St. John's. 12 degrees starting off your day in Fredericton with 15 in Charlottetown. 13 right now in both Halifax and Sydney. Over to our forecast timeline. We are going to see some sunshine in our forecast across parts of Atlantic Canada, but we do have a cloudier start to the day for the Maritime region, seeing some isolated showers move in for parts of Nova Scotia. Expecting some scattered showers into the Tri-County area of Nova Scotia this afternoon. Labrador also seeing precipitation throughout the day today. And then into the evening and overnight hours for the Maritime region, we are still going to see some lingering isolated showers for the northern region of New Brunswick into Cape Breton Island, eastern mainland Nova Scotia. Also going to see that precipitation sticking around for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. As we head towards early Friday morning, we're going to see a cool down. A cold front will move in, bringing those temperatures still seasonal, but into the weekend, it's going to get quite cool. If you're wondering about the precipitation across the Maritime region, it's going to remain trace for all 3 Maritime provinces. And then for Newfoundland, looking at around 2 to 5 millimeters of additional rainfall, getting up to 10 to 20 for Happy Valley Goose Bay. So for our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will range from 22 to 27 degrees, being the warmest into Bathurst. For the northern region, starting off the day with sunshine, we are going to see a chance of showers into the afternoon and evening. And then for the central and northern region of the province, looking at showers starting off the day, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud, returning into the evening. For Prince Edward Island, lots of sunshine throughout your day today. We are going to see wind pick up out of the southwest, 20 gusting to 40 with a high of 24. For Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia, highs will range from 23 to 24 degrees. Seeing lots of sunshine throughout your day, we do have a chance of some isolated showers into the evening. For the rest of Nova Scotia, highs between 21 to 24, being the warmest into Greenwood and Bridgewater. Isolated showers expected on and off throughout the day for mainland Nova Scotia. For the Tri-County area, seeing scattered showers throughout the day. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, showers today with a high of 14 degrees in Labrador City. 22 degrees for St. John's, mainly sunny skies. We do have a chance of showers moving in this evening. For forecast on Friday, we are going to see some sunny breaks yet again, but a cloudier day ahead for Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island. Some spotty showers remain in our forecast for Friday. A chance of flurries and or showers for parts of Labrador and seeing precipitation for parts of Newfoundland. Into the weekend forecast, temperatures really cooling down, will feel fall-like, and we are going to see sunshine throughout the day. We do still have some showers expected for parts of the Maritime region. That's a look at our weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda for our international and national headlines.
Thank you, Latavia. Time is 7:16. Walt Disney-owned ABC has pulled late night talk show Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely after comments made in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination.
The MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them.
The announcement came after at least one major operator of ABC-affiliated stations said it would not broadcast the show for the foreseeable future. It did not take long for Canada's major banks to respond to the interest rate cut. The Big Five have lowered their prime lending rate by 25 basis points to 4.70%. CTV's Heather Wright has more on the effects of the Bank of Canada rate cut.
Roughly 1 million Canadians are renewing their mortgages this year, including Elias Eid.
Another quarter point is good.
Eid last renewed his mortgage 2 years ago when the Bank of Canada's overnight rate was 5%. His monthly payments went from $2,000 to $3,600.
I had to double my withdrawal from my RSP to be able to cover the mortgage and the property taxes.
Eid expects to save a few $100s a month when he renews his mortgage in November. But despite today's cut, many other Canadians are bracing for significant increases to their monthly payments. According to the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, roughly 85% of mortgages up for renewal this year were taken out when the Bank of Canada's interest rate was at or below 1%.
The extent to which this will translate into a reduction in mortgage rates, I think that's kind of muted, but it's going in the right direction.
The cut will also help anyone with a line of credit or those looking to finance large ticket items like a car.
This is going to give families just a little bit of extra borrowing capacity and really help to drive consumer spending forward again.
But many consumers are wary. Shannon Strongman is looking to buy a house but expects any mortgage savings to be canceled out by the high cost of living.
Are we going to see much of a difference? Maybe not.
Well, this rate cut is good news for households. The Bank of Canada did acknowledge the significant headwinds in the economy, including a weak job market, with the unemployment rate rising significantly since January. Heather Wright, CTV News, Toronto.
And if you feel like it's been an especially hot summer, you're right. Environment Canada has released new findings on this summer's extreme heat.
We see that the most extreme events have the biggest change in frequency because of climate change.
The agency says the summer has been the 11th warmest on record. It says in recent years, heat waves have become more likely and more severe because of human-caused climate change. Here in Atlantic Canada, several heat records were broken, and in many parts of the country, it was a drier summer than usual. A quick break, but when we return, we'll speak with the CEO of an option for affordable housing for young people. That's coming up when Your Morning Atlantic returns.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
It's 7:22. Welcome back. Now, finding an affordable place to live in our region can be challenging, especially if you're a young person looking for a downtown location. Our next guest is a Canadian entrepreneur behind an option that converts vacant office spaces into co-living spaces, similar to a dorm. Joining us now with more is Robert Barnard, CEO of Toboggan Flats. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning. Great to be here.
It is great to have you here. You were in our region last week for the Art of City Building Conference.
I was.
What was the focus of your chat?
Yeah, it was great to be in Halifax, but we were there talking about Toboggan Flats, but we were really there talking about how do we create housing that actually is all about wellness. And for young people in Canada, they're actually the loneliest subgroup in our Canadian population. We've got an affordability crisis. And what we've done is we talked about the idea of bringing affordable, what we call co-living, which has been around us forever. It happens, of course, in families. Happens with students, happens with seniors. We just want to bring co-living to young professionals and young workers in Canadian cities.
And I understand that the Toboggan Living concept, I mean, first of all, it's purpose-built, so it's beautiful, but it allows students or young people, young professionals to have the opportunity to live together so they save money, but it also reduces the loneliness you mentioned.
Yeah, and even saves the environment. So when you live with people, you share resources, it's actually a great way to live. You create friends. That's key. We talked about that at the Art of City Building Conference too, is that for young people, they really need to build those social connections that they kind of lost during COVID. So to have a group of friends that you're living with in downtown, close to work, in an affordable way is really the goal for what we're trying to do.
Yeah, okay, so we're seeing some images right now of potentially how a space could be converted. Tell us a little bit more about what it would be like to live in one of these places.
You know, one of the things we found in I'll use Halifax as the example since I was there. Beautiful city, amazing place to live and work, but not affordable for young people. But it's also got 14% vacancy in its office buildings. So if you can take the office space, which is empty and losing money for the owners, and turn it into housing in an affordable way, you can actually bring more young people downtown, keep those students who are creating that vibrancy in a city when they want to graduate. So it's a way to share private, safe, really beautiful room, big window, with shared facilities. So you get to share kitchens, you get to learn from other people, you get to make those connections, which is so important.
So what are your plans to roll this out in Halifax and other parts of the country?
Got to find a building first, and we talked to the Downtown Business Association, we talked to the Chamber of Commerce, we had counselors who were at Art of City Building. Everyone's keen to get this kind of housing into Halifax. So we're gonna look for a building and assess it and hopefully start as soon as we can. The great thing about converting an office space is it's already built.
Yeah.
The building's there, so we can move pretty fast, and it's one of the fastest ways to build housing, and it's also really good for people to build those networks and build those friendships.
Well, Robert, before we go, I know that Toboggan Flats has been shortlisted. It's a finalist for a global award, the only Canadian entry. How can our viewers help you win this award?
Well, you can vote. We've got 2 hours left, so it's amazing that I'm actually in the Atlantic time zone right now because the voting stops at 9 a.m. Atlantic. And they can just go to LinkedIn. You can type in Toboggan Flats. You can go to our page there, or you can type in the Co-Living Awards, and you can vote right on the site. It's really easy. It takes 2 seconds. You don't even have to register. So, yeah, any help we can get from Atlantic Canada would be amazing. And hopefully more. We just want to build more affordable housing for young people who really, really need it right now to make our cities great.
Well, Robert, thank you so much for your time this morning, and best of luck. Keep us posted on how things go with Toboggan Flats.
Will do. Thanks a ton.
It is our pleasure. We put a link to Toboggan Flats on our website. We'll now take a little break. We'll be back with Your Morning Atlantic right after this.
Just ahead on Your Morning Atlantic, adjusting to a busy schedule, lifestyle contributor Sherry French returns with quick and easy meal tips that will smooth out your back-to-school routine. The delicious details coming on this half hour of Your Morning Atlantic.
Come on in, 7:31. Just about anyway on our show today. We're halfway through the show. Thanks so much for joining us. The new 3-hour format, lots of fun. Love my conversation with Robert of Toboggan Flats. What a neat idea to convert unused spaces into places for people to live.
Yeah.
Love it.
Affordable.
One of the places he's suggesting is in Toronto, the Bay building.
Oh,
it's
yes.
a beautiful building with tons of windows, all right? So
Perfect location.
they say the plumbing's already there for the bathrooms. We'll just spruce it up.
That's so cool.
And it makes me think of stores that are no longer there that you miss. And the Bay is certainly one for me. That's our Move Morning Chat topic. What's a store you wish would come back? So you can text us at 10400 and let us know what you think. Probably around, I don't know if they had it around here, but when I was a kid, it's not necessarily a store I wish would come back, but I sure love the prices. There was a store called Byway, where you would get like super cheap stuff.
I love Byway.
Byway. I don't even remember Byway.
Oh, yeah,
no,
it was like...
I don't. But earlier, Latavia mentioned the Disney store. I remember.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I loved it. It was a Micmac Mall. I love that place.
It was so beautiful, and I remember like just the decorations that they had around that store.
The animatronics.
The animatronics, and if you were getting something from that store, it was a treat because it was not cheap.
Oh, it was pricey.
No.
You know what else I loved? The Rainforest Cafe.
The
You
Rainforest
guys have that here?
We've never.
But I visited in other cities.
Oh my goodness, it was so cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have it anymore, but...
Do they have one in Ontario?
They did, yes, in the Yorkdale Mall. That was like my mall. Yeah.
What fun. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow, what a morning.
What a beautiful start to the day over in Bedeck. Lots of sunshine in store for you today. We do have a chance of some spotty showers that will be moving across parts of Nova Scotia on and off throughout the day today. So something to keep in mind when you are heading out. Not the case early this morning, though, for much of the region. And it is a mild start to the day. We are going to see temperatures warm up yet again. It's going to remain above seasonal today and then start to cool off as we inch towards the end of the work week. As of right now, though, 12 degrees heading outdoors in Fredericton, 15 starting off your day in Charlottetown, 13 in Halifax and Sydney, 14 into St. John's. Exactly what I just described, you're seeing on the satellite and radar, a bit of a cloudier start to the day. We are still seeing some sunny breaks early this morning and a bit of precipitation. Isolated showers and scattered showers will move in for parts of the Maritime region and extending into our forecast for Newfoundland and Labrador. In terms of the wind, starting off quite light for much of the Maritimes, will pick up into the afternoon. As of right now, sustained wind 35 kilometers per hour in North Cape, 15 into Grand Etang and Moncton, 13 starting off your day in Charlottetown, 17 kilometers per hour in Miramichi. No wind gusts at this time. We could see wind gusts getting up to 40 kilometers per hour a little bit later this afternoon. I'll have a look at your long-range forecast coming up, but first, a look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Firefighters were called back to that heavily damaged apartment building in Middle Sackville last night, responding to a small flare-up. Halifax Fire says there are some hot spots and some deep-seated burning that they couldn't reach during the initial call Monday. Last night, on-site security noticed some smoke. Firefighters arrived on the scene just before 11, and the flare-up was quickly extinguished. Firefighters also used thermal cameras to look for more hot spots before they left. Fire has destroyed 3 trailers at a campground in Nova Scotia's Annapolis Valley. Firefighters were called to the R&R campground near Berwick around lunchtime Wednesday. The 3 camper trailers were on fire when crews arrived. The exterior of a 4th trailer was also damaged. No one was hurt, and there's no word on how the fire started. One of the chief executive officers at J.D. Irving is being treated for cancer. Robert Irving reportedly had successful cancer surgery in late July and is now undergoing treatment. Co-CEO Jim Irving will be leading operations for the New Brunswick company while his brother recovers. The company has not said what type of cancer is involved or where Irving is being treated. The company employs about 20,000 people across various sectors, including agriculture, forestry, and shipbuilding. Students at Dalhousie University will be heading back to class in less than a week. Locked out faculty members and other teaching staff have voted overwhelmingly in favor of accepting a new collective agreement. The deal includes a raise of more than 10% over 3 years, increased parental leave benefits, and a requirement for each faculty to ensure a more fair and equitable distribution of workload. Of the 839 members who voted, all but 40 voted yes. Fall classes will begin next Tuesday. The Faculty Association will hold a media briefing later this morning, and we will speak with the president of the Faculty Association during our 8 o'clock newscast. A former swim instructor at a Nova Scotia youth detention centre has been charged with sexual offences involving hundreds of children over a quarter of a century.
This instructor held a position of authority, and the young people he victimized should have been able to trust him and feel safe with him.
75-year-old Donald Douglas Williams was arrested at his home in Dartmouth on the weekend. He is facing 66 sex-related charges, but those charges only cover about 30 of more than 300 reported victims. Police said all the alleged victims were boys, with the exception of 1 girl. Williams worked at the youth detention center known as Waterville from 1988 to 2017. The alleged assaults happened between 89 and 2015. RCMP say additional charges are expected. Williams is due in Kentville Provincial Court next week. An arrest has been made in connection with the hate-motivated graffiti spray painted on 3 Halifax synagogues over the weekend. Security cameras recorded a suspect leaving hateful messages and swastikas on the buildings. 31-year-old Jezim Topali was arrested Tuesday at his Halifax home and faces 7 charges, including incitement of hatred. The Atlantic Jewish Council is pleased with the speedy arrest.
In the short term, what we need to see is that the existing laws on the books concerning expressions of hate be enforced vigorously, and that we think will send a message.
The accused has a bail hearing scheduled for later this morning. Generally positive reaction to news. New Brunswick is setting up a task force to deal with the growing homelessness issue. An affordable housing advocate who has spent years trying to provide shelter for Moncton's most vulnerable says he is encouraged by the province's announcement on Tuesday.
We've used the analogy that we're putting Band-Aids on bullet holes, and we've long been waiting for the provincial government to kind of say, well, let's take the bull by the horns here. We're wrestling with the bull, but someone has to take it by the horns.
The province has set a goal of cutting homelessness by 40% by 2029. But Dale Hicks acknowledges it is ambitious, but says he is encouraged. Canadian curling great Brad Gushue is calling it a career at the end of this season.
This will be my final year in competitive curling. For me, this is about my family and my team. My wife and daughters are important to me, and I've missed enough milestones to know I don't want to miss any more. For my team, your commitment, friendship, and drive are what made all this possible for me.
The 45-year-old skip from St. John's has won 2 Olympic medals, 5 World Championship medals, and is also a 6-time Brier champion. If you live in northern New Brunswick and play the lotto, you'll want to check your ticket. Atlantic Lottery says a ticket sold in Miramichi for yesterday's draw of Lotto 649 is a gold ball guaranteed prize winner worth $1 million. Detail on who the winner is will be released when they come forward. Well, you'll need $1 million to afford one of these. These babies are absolutely rolling in luxury. British luxury automaker Aston Martin collaborated with child care seat brand Egg to create these high-end baby strollers. So it's modeled to resemble the elegant seats of an Aston Martin car. You got 3 color options: white, gray, or racing green. The stroller has also features that add protection, such as a sun-proof canopy and comfort, such as an adjustable headrest and seating positions, as well as a 5-position handlebar. How much will this put you back? Yeah, more than $4,000 Canadian.
See, I don't even think it's that great. It just looks like every fancy stroller.
Well, and the adjustments sound like the stuff that it offers too. Sounds like you can get that. You can get that for any baby stroller, right?
Yeah. Oh, before I had kids, I was like, you know what? I want the best of everything. Honestly, they destroy these things. They get filthy. They grow out of them so quick. What's the point?
Yeah, what is
Save your money.
Point? Save your money. Yeah, more than $4,000. It might be difficult to buy them here if you live in Canada because they're in the UK, but
splurge elsewhere.
Yeah. Or buy the fanciest stroller in the world if you win our contest, okay? Because your morning just got a whole lot richer. We're giving away a staggering 20 grand. Today's code word coming right up. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. You could buy that stroller. You could buy it in every color, Amanda.
Oh,
Pay
yes.
off bills.
Racing green, one of the colors.
There you go. Black was not one of the colors. That's probably what I would have gotten. It hides dirt. Anyway, splurge. Splurge is a word today. That's what you can do if you win our contest. You can go to our website or scan the QR code on your screen and enter to win 20 grand, and tune in tomorrow. We'll have a different code word.
Oh, so good. Also, too, coming up next, our friend Sherry French is back. She's got some fall lifestyle hacks for us because we know the fall season can be so busy. Easy and delicious meal prep tips coming up.
Welcome back. The time now is 7:44, now 44th. We're taking a live look at Yarmouth. It is 14 degrees starting off the day, a bit of a cloudier start to the day. We are expecting a chance of some scattered showers, not currently seeing that, and we'll be seeing a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. A mild start to the day really right across the region. 13 degrees right now in Labrador City, 14 into St. John's, 15 starting off your day in Charlottetown with 13 in Halifax and Sydney, 12 in Fredericton. Over to our forecast timeline, we are seeing some sunny breaks early this morning across parts of Atlantic Canada. Also seeing a cloudier start to the day for parts of the Maritime region. We do have a bit of precipitation tracking across parts of Nova Scotia. Very low chance of it happening starting off the day. And then into the afternoon, we are going to see that chance of showers spread across more so parts of Nova Scotia. Could see a chance of showers for Prince Edward Island, the southern region of New Brunswick. Also seeing that precipitation lurking across Labrador. And then into the evening and overnight hours, we see that chance of showers return into the northern region of New Brunswick. Also seeing some spotty showers into Newfoundland. Early Friday morning, much of the same expected. We are going to see some sunny breaks, but also some lingering precipitation, but it's going to remain quite light. As you can see here, trace amounts indicated for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. Only around 2 to 5 millimeters of additional rainfall for parts of Newfoundland, seeing 10 to 20 for Happy Valley Goose Bay. Sunshine starting off the day for the northern region of New Brunswick. A chance of showers returns into the evening. For the central and southern region of the province, a chance of some low spotty showers early in the morning, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud, returning into the evening with daytime highs between 22 to 27 degrees being the warmest into Bathurst. A high of 24 degrees across Prince Edward Island today, a mix of sun and cloud, wind picking up out of the southwest, 20 gusty to 40. And for Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia, highs will range from 23 to 24. A mix of sun and cloud also expected throughout the day. Could see a chance of showers into the evening. And for the rest of Nova Scotia, a chance of showers on and off throughout the day. 30% chance in mainland Nova Scotia, 60% chance for the Tri-County area. Daytime highs between 21 to 24 degrees. For Newfoundland and Labrador, showers expected throughout the day with a high of 14 in Labrador City, 22 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Looking at sunshine throughout the day, showers arriving into the evening. So a cold front is supposed to arrive into the evening for the region. This is for tonight into early Friday morning. We're still to see those temperatures cool down. Still some spotty precipitation expected for parts of Atlantic Canada. Still seeing some sunny breaks as well. But then into our forecast for Saturday, lots of sunshine for much of the Maritime region. We do have some lingering isolated showers for Cape Breton, and temperatures really cooling down, going to feel quite fall-like. So that's a look at your weather forecast. And now we're going to throw things over to Crystal.
7:47. Now, with class already back in session and fall right around the corner, families are looking for ways to balance their busy schedules and routines. Our partner, lifestyle and parenting contributor Sherry French returns this morning with great ideas for meals and lunches as we juggle everything in our lives. Sherry, it's been a zoo. I'm very interested in hearing what you have to say.
Absolutely, because feeding everybody is so hard when you've got school, sports, adult activities, but I've got some great ideas today. So first, starting as our families settle into our fall routines, finally, yes, DoorDash is helping make mealtime easier and more affordable. So from now until October 13th, Dash Pass customers can actually unlock rotating member-only deals on DoorDash. You're going to get up to 40% off groceries, restaurants, pet supplies, and more. It's the perfect way to save while juggling school lunches, work snacks, and family dinners, too. So busy households, they can actually now share one Dash Pass subscription between 2 adults, no extra cost. Whether it's parents, roommates, or partners, each person can order independently, making everyday meals more flexible and convenient. I also love that Amazon Prime members can access Dash Pass for free, saving $120 annually on the subscription alone. So that means unlimited $0 delivery fees and reduced service fees on eligible orders, just in time for back to school. And like I said, my family, like so many, so busy. I love that I can plan ahead and order on the fly. So DoorDash helps Canadians save time, money with Dash Pass while enjoying a wide variety of options delivered right to their door. Make sure to head to amazon.ca/DoorDash to redeem your free Dash Pass subscription included in your Amazon Prime membership.
Okay, Sherry, time is flying here. We got about maybe a minute. So that lasagna looks delicious. What is that?
Yeah, so we are huge fans at my house of M&M food stores. I love that M&M has lowered prices on more than 150 items throughout the store, representing one of their biggest cost-saving initiatives ever. From family-sized meal kits to crowd-pleasing appetizer, the price reductions are designed to give Canadians more of what they love for less at a time where everything matters. So my kids and husband, we love the M&M Food Market's signature lasagna, party and oven ready. I always have that 2-pound size in my freezer, perfect for 3 to 4 people. Less than $10. You can also get a family size option for less than $20. Also, the garlic shrimp, mouth-watering herb and garlic. You can cook it in your oven. Barbecue tastes great. We add it to our salads all the time. So make sure to head to your local M&M Food Market location. Check out this price drop to make it a transition back to school so much easier on everyone.
Oh, yeah, and pick up some Nanaimo bars while you're there. Okay, we have a time for the hack, if you're quick, Sherry.
I'm quick. So you don't need a fancy bento box, guys. You can make your own. All you need is a plastic container from your pantry cupboard that I know is a mess right now. Silicone cupcake holders. You're going to just put them inside so you've got them all tucked and tight together. So many kids don't want their food touching. This is a great way to do it. You don't have to pay money to bake your bento box, and you can put everything that they need for their lunch. I've got some grapes, some raspberries, some cold meat, everything in one spot, and it didn't cost you anything to make that fancy bento box.
Great idea, super easy, very effective. I wish that was my lunch today. Thank you so much, Sherry.
Thanks, guys.
Great to see you. That was our lifestyle and parenting contributor and partner, Sherry French. Now we're going to turn things over to Amanda.
Thank you so much, Crystal. I did just clean out that drawer, by the way. Health and medical news now. A new study of our healthcare system looks at the impact of when a cancer diagnosis is made in a hospital ER. It is a situation becoming increasingly common amid a shortage of family physicians and long waits for diagnostic tests. CTV's Pauline Chan reports.
Emergency departments are unique. We often provide episodic care, so we only see a patient once and we don't have ways to follow up with patients, make sure that referrals that were sent actually happen.
A recent study by Dr. Kirat Gurwal shows an increasing number of cancer patients are actually being diagnosed during a visit to the emergency room, pointing to the lack of access to family physicians.
We interviewed 20 emergency physicians across Ontario.
The problems range from the environment
emergency departments are routinely overcrowded. Patients who have suspected cancer diagnoses are often seen in waiting rooms and hallways, and having these discussions can be difficult for both patients and providers.
To the follow-up, as biopsies are usually required for a cancer confirmation and any referral to an oncologist.
The challenge with the emergency providers is they don't have that continuity with the patient. So they can make the referral, but like oftentimes we'll get referral rejections, which is like one of the things that came up in the study.
Gerwal is calling for more standardization of access to screening and care. She points to programs that already screen for breast or lung cancer.
And if you have a patient with suspected lung cancer in the emergency department, you can be fairly confident that they will reliably be followed up in a timely fashion.
We know that screening guidelines are the age is getting younger and younger. And in some of the young adult patients that I care for, we're often reminding them that the goal is to get screening when you feel well.
And Dr. Alicia Kazam says some screening can even be done by self-referral. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
And now we'd like to introduce you to the Maritimers who are marking milestones today. It's a 60th anniversary for Don and Nancy Wig of St. John. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, 50 years, great photo. And it's the 60th anniversary for Robert and Pearl McLaughlin of Belle Isle Creek, New Brunswick. Look at that then photo. What a cake, what a dress, what a veil.
Gorgeous.
Wonderful, wonderful photo.
Happy anniversary. All right, well, to see your milestone again or find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning the QR code on your screen. And a reminder, milestones must be received 2 weeks in advance.
Milestones, brought to you by the Berkeley Retirement Residences. Love this stage of life.
Speaking of milestones, do you know anybody that shares a birthday with a family member?
Yeah, me. Me and my grandpa have the same birthday, November 11th. Oh. Yeah. But this family has 5 members born on the very same day, and they're hoping to get into the Guinness Book of World Records. Here's a great report.
Arthur Bell came into the world September 14th.
I thought it was going to be a 1 in a million shot.
But get this, so did his mom, his grandpa, his great-grandmother, and his great-great-grandfather, making him the 5th consecutive generation born on the very same day.
It even goes boy, girl, boy.
After learning her due date was September 14th, Emma and Wyatt thought the odds of another coincidence were 0 to none.
We got his due date. Couldn't believe it was the 14th. Never thought he'd actually be born on the 14th.
Born 8 pounds, 13 ounces, little Arthur is keeping up a family tradition with now a trophy to mark it.
We always celebrated the 3 of us, my grandmother, my dad, and I. We always had, it was our birthday. It wasn't just your birthday or my birthday. And my dad always said, I don't need anything for my birthday. I have my greatest birthday present ever. So pass it along, I guess.
Whether it's luck or destiny, Emma and Fred are happy to share their birthdays as a family.
There was a reason he didn't flip. There was a reason he was due, and it was just that God has a reason for how things plan out. So it just was meant to be, apparently.
So adorable. All right, now we're going to talk about the 3-day forecast. New Brunswick seeing a mix of sun and cloud for parts of the province. Isolated showers will move in with a high of 25. Much of the same for Friday, cooling down to 20. And into Saturday, sunny skies, cooling down to 18 degrees. Nova Scotia is looking at some sunny breaks as well. We do have precipitation in the forecast, a high of 23. 21 on Friday with a mix of sun and clouds starting off the day, scattered showers into the afternoon. And then on Saturday, cooling down to 15, but lots of sunshine remains. For Prince Edward Island, a high of 24 degrees today with a mix of sun and cloud. Showers starts off the day on Friday, clears out, leaving sunshine into the afternoon with a high of 16. On Saturday, sunny skies across the island, but a high of 16 yet again. Time now, 7:56. We'll be right back.
Students at Dalhousie will be heading back to class in less than a week. We will speak with the president of the Dalhousie Faculty Association about the end of the month-long labor dispute in just a few moments.
And we'll visit a shop where they're sudsing up for success. That's a little later this half hour. Those stories and so much more just ahead on Your Morning Atlantic.
Morning Atlantic, Canada. Thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday. The week is flying by.
Yeah,
I can't believe it. We're already in our last hour now. All right, well, we're going to get right into things and talk about weather. Mild start to the day. We are seeing some sunny breaks across the region, but also a bit of precipitation tracking across the region as well. So currently starting off in Kitty Vitty, beautiful sunshine starting off your day. Sunny skies will be sticking around throughout your day today. We do have some wet weather expected into the evening, so a chance of showers returning a little bit later on. As of right now, 14 degrees heading outdoors in St. John's, 13 in Labrador City, with 12 starting off your day in Fredericton, 15 in Charlottetown, 13 in Halifax and in Sydney. Over to our satellite and radar. So we are seeing some sunny breaks early this morning. Also a bit of a cloudier start to the day for much of the maritime region. A chance of showers will track across parts of Atlantic Canada on and off throughout the day today. Wind picking up out of the southwest today. As of right now, 35 kilometers per hour in North Cape, 17 in Miramichi, with 15 in Moncton, 13 in Charlottetown. We do not have any wind gusts to notify you of as of right now, but it will pick up into the afternoon, getting around 40. I'll have a look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. It is official. Students at Dalhousie will be heading back to class in less than a week. Locked out faculty members and other teaching staff have voted overwhelmingly in favor of accepting a new collective agreement. The deal includes a raise of more than 10% over 3 years, increased parental leave benefits, and a requirement for each faculty to ensure a more fair and equitable distribution of workload. Of the 839 members who voted, all but 40 voted yes. Fall classes will begin next Tuesday, and the Faculty Association will hold a media briefing later this morning. And joining us now live is Dal Faculty Association President Dave Westwood. Good morning, Dave, and thank you for joining us. Dave, can you hear me? It looks like we're having an audio issue with Dave Westwood. We will try to reconnect with him in just a moment, but let's continue with other news of the morning. In Middle Sackville, firefighters were called back to that heavily damaged apartment building in Middle Sackville last night, responding to a small flare-up. Halifax Fire says there are hot spots and some deep-seated burning they couldn't reach during the initial call Monday. Last night, on-site security noticed smoke. Firefighters arrived on scene just before 11. The flare-up was quickly extinguished. Firefighters also used thermal cameras to look for more hotspots before they left the scene. One of the chief executive officers at J.D. Irving is being treated for cancer. Robert Irving reportedly had successful cancer surgery in late July and is now undergoing treatment. Co-CEO Jim Irving will be leading operations for the New Brunswick company while his brother recovers. The company has not said what type of cancer is involved or where Irving is being treated. The company employs about 20,000 people across various sectors, including agriculture, forestry, and shipbuilding. We'll try now to see if we have connection with Dave Westwood, the Dal Faculty Association president. Dave, can you hear me?
I can.
And we can hear you. Good morning, and thank you for joining us. This was a month-long labor dispute. How was this deal reached?
Not easily, as anybody following the story may have noticed. We were able to conclude something very late Monday night at the bargaining table, fortunately, and yeah, we ratified the deal as of yesterday, and the Board of Governors did the same. So the deal is now concluded, and we'll be getting students back to classes Tuesday next week.
We'll talk about students in just a moment, but can you tell us some details about the deal that made members want to vote in favor for it?
Yeah, so we had an overwhelming ratification vote. 96% voted in favor. So clearly there was a lot there that people found positive. After, as you said, a month-long job action, that's the hope. So in terms of wages, we, over a 3-year contract, are looking at about a 10% increase to wages, which will do some ways towards restoring the kind of wage deficit we've incurred relative to inflation. So it's not a raise, it's simply making gains on cost of living. We were able to have some language to convert contract teaching positions to permanent positions for some number of our members. And we had some special increases for early career scholars who are feeling the pinch most heavily in terms of being able to afford to live in Nova Scotia.
Do you feel as if the Dal Faculty Association conceded to some losses?
Well, I think anytime you're locked out for a month, I mean, that's 8% of your salary loss just because you've been locked out of work. So yeah, that's a loss. But in terms of the gains in the new collective agreement, I think we've made up for that and then a little bit more. So yeah, I don't think there are any concessions per se that we were having to trade off to get the things that we won. In fact, early on, because of the resolve of the membership, we were able to fight off some concessions to our complement protection of making sure DFA members are doing the majority of teaching at Dalhousie. So, no, I think we feel pretty good. Obviously, we preferred it didn't take a month-long job action to get here, but at the end of the day, I think our members are pleased.
As you know, students have been calling for some reimbursement for lost time in the classroom. What can you say to students who are asking for that?
Well, I've been very vocal, as have most of our members, saying we support that because there will be 3 weeks of classes that are lost. I mean, there's just no way to make it all fit into a compressed schedule. So, students pay a lot of tuition, as everyone knows, and, you shouldn't be paying for things that you didn't receive. So we're supportive of a tuition refund, and I'm not sure what level that decision will be made, but it's something we support.
And you'll be doing a media update later today at 11 a.m. What can we expect?
Well, I think, there'll be a lot of questions about the substance of the deal itself. Other labor unions and higher education are at the table now that will be curious to know what we were able to achieve. Probably be some questions about the impact on students. Of course, students are always caught in the middle of labor disputes at universities. Probably be some questions about relationships that have been broken throughout this process and getting everybody back into a working environment where we can become one university again and start addressing some of the bigger concerns about funding in the sector. Behind all of this is the idea that there's just insufficient funding to operate universities these days, and that's the source of some of this labor conflict for sure.
Well, Dave Westwood, we appreciate your time this morning, and we will provide coverage of that update later this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Finally, in northern New Brunswick, someone is feeling very lucky. In Miramichi, if that's where you live, you should check your lotto tickets because Atlantic Lottery says its ticket sold in Miramichi last night is worth a cool $1 million. So if you've got one hanging around, this is the time to check it because you could be making a few more friends later today.
Oh, yeah, me included.
Yeah, Atlantic Lotto says details on the winner will be released as soon as they come forward.
Okay, exciting. Fun, health, and sports coming together in this story. Soccer players in Cyprus are lining up for a fiery kick, but in this case, it's off the pitch. The kick is from a shot of very fresh olive oil. In parts of the Mediterranean, some olives are harvested when they're still green, then pressed for oil, and that oil is used as medicine because it's packed with polyphenols, which help deal with inflammation. So a former FIFA licensed agent is working with local producers to make pods of olive oil to supply high-level athletes, including soccer players and cyclists. Maybe good for runners, too.
Oh, yeah, who knows? Shoot back the olive oil.
Exactly.
Right? All right, time for another break on this Thursday. Latavia has the latest look at the forecast coming up next. Plus, we'll have a look at national headlines and a little later, a soapy success. A lot of people in the newsroom talking about this business, asking more about it. Crystal will visit a shop in Porter's Lake that wants you to feed your skin with natural ingredients. Your Morning Atlantic. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. The time now is 8:11. We're taking a live look at a sunny start to the day over in Charlottetown. 16 degrees as of right now. We are going to see sunshine starting off the day for parts of Atlantic Canada, but we also are expecting some precipitation. As of right now, heading outdoors in Labrador City, 12 degrees with 14 starting off your day in St. John's. 12 degrees right now in Fredericton with 14 in Halifax, 16 over in Sydney. Over to our forecast timeline, some sunny breaks early this morning, a bit of a cloudier start to the day for the Maritime region, and we are seeing a chance of showers return to parts of the Maritime region, also into parts of Labrador. Into the afternoon, a chance of some isolated showers and scattered showers expected for the Maritime region, taking us into tonight. Early tomorrow morning, much of the same expected. We are going to see sunshine remain in our forecast for Friday, although temperatures will cool down, but we also have some lingering showers expected for parts of the Maritime region. Also seeing precipitation early in the morning on Friday for Newfoundland and Labrador. It's going to remain quite trace amounts indicated for parts of the Maritime region, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters of additional rainfall for parts of Newfoundland, and looking at around 10 to 20 millimeters for Happy Valley Goose Bay. Into the northern region of New Brunswick, starting off the day with sunshine, seeing a chance of showers return into the evening. For the central and southern region of the province, isolated showers early this morning, clearing, leaving a mix of sun and cloud, but precipitation expected to return into the evening. Daytime highs will range from 22 to 27 degrees. Prince Edward Island is looking at a high of 24 degrees today, a mix of sun and cloud throughout the day. Wind picking up, though, out of the southwest, 20 gusting to 40. For Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia, highs between 23 to 24 rather. Looking at a mix of sun and cloud throughout the day, a chance of showers into the evening. And for the rest of Nova Scotia, highs between 21 to 24. Looking at some isolated showers expected for mainland Nova Scotia. For the Tri-County area, scattered showers with the risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon. For Newfoundland and Labrador, showers throughout your day today with a high of 13 degrees in Labrador City, 22 into St. John's. Looking at mainly sunny skies throughout the day, showers arriving into the evening. For forecast on Friday, much of the same expected. We do have some sunny breaks, specifically across parts of New Brunswick. Also seeing some sunshine for Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia, but we do have some isolated showers lingering for parts of those provinces. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, chance of showers and or flurries, and precipitation continues into our forecast for Saturday for Newfoundland and Labrador. That's a look at your weather. Now we'll throw things over to Amanda for your national, international headlines.
Thank you, Latavia. Time is 8:14. Several ministers from former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's government could be leaving politics for diplomatic posts. CTV News has learned former Defence Minister Bill Blair is set to be named Canada's ambassador to the UK. Former Justice Minister David Lametti could become the next ambassador to the UN. Former Energy Minister John Wilkinson is said to be considering an offer to become EU ambassador. This comes after Transport and Internal Trade Minister Chrystia Freeland resigned from cabinet to become Canada's special envoy to Ukraine. U.S. President Donald Trump is meeting with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer on the second day of his state visit to Britain. This morning, Trump left Windsor Castle, headed to the Prime Minister's country house. Starmer and Trump will view the Sir Winston Churchill archives before holding a bilateral meeting behind closed doors. They will then hold a joint news conference later in the morning. Trump and Starmer are expected to sign a tech prosperity deal, boosting jobs and investment in AI and nuclear energy. Walt Disney-owned ABC has pulled late-night talk show Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely after comments made in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination.
The MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them.
The announcement came after at least one major operator of ABC-affiliated stations said it would not broadcast the show for the foreseeable future. The economic storms millions of Canadians are currently confronting shows no sign of easing anytime soon. That was the message from Canada's central bank, which cut its key interest rate for the first time in 6 months. CTV's Mike Lecouture has the details.
Tariffs are weakening the Canadian economy.
Canada's central banker couldn't be more blunt. As exports dropped by 27% in the second quarter of this year and inflation rose by 1.9%, Tiff Macklem and his team decided it was best to lower interest rates.
Canadians remain concerned about the cost of living, and our primary mandate is to maintain low, stable inflation, and we are very focused on that.
Canada's GDP declined by 1.6% in the second quarter, and some forecasts have the rest of the year looking flat, leading some economists to use the R word.
The term is technical recession, where there's two negative quarters. Well, certainly we're pretty well there. The third quarter, it's going to be flat at best.
The central bank disagrees, predicting modest growth in the second half of the year. But Macklem says that could change depending on what comes from the U.S.
Where there's a significant escalation of tariffs, U.S. tariffs, in that scenario, the Canadian economy does go into recession.
The effects of the trade war are also being felt in the U.S., where job gains have slowed and inflation ticked up. It's why the U.S. Federal Reserve recommended cutting its interest rate by 25 basis points on Wednesday. And while the decisions in each country are made independently, it does provide some perspective.
You know, we talk about we got a big deficit of debt. Well, theirs is way bigger than ours are.
The Bank of Canada's next rate decision is in October, but it's unclear if there will be another cut then. With the federal budget expected November 4th, Macklem could wait to see the scope of government spending before cutting the interest rate again.
CTV's Mike Lucator reporting. A quick break. Your Morning Atlantic. We'll be right back after this.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back. The time now is 8:21, and your morning just got a whole lot richer. We are giving away a staggering $20,000, and it's time for today's code word. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand, Crystal.
Oh my gosh, the possibilities are endless. Right now, I'm thinking I'd like to get a Chihuahua.
Ooh.
Yeah, and all the accessories. All right, the word today is splurge. You can just simply go to our website or scan the QR code on your screen, enter the word and little key information, and then tune in again tomorrow because we'll have another code word for you. We are in beautiful Porter's Lake inside a kitchen that makes food for your skin. I'm joined by Kyle and Colleen from Soap in Your Mouth, and we're going to find out all about this place. So Colleen, what is Soap in Your Mouth?
Well, Crystal, nice to meet you, by the way, and everyone else. Good morning. Soap in Your Mouth is a bath and body bakery. It is very different from any other bakery because we're not making edible food, but we are making food for your skin. So what we do is we source our tallow, which is extremely good for your skin. We source it from local farms, and then we render it down. It's a 14-day process, and then turn it into soaps, which is amazing for your body.
This is fascinating. So, Kyle, what I think the people at home need to know that both of you came from this from very different angles. You actually run a boxing gym. You still box?
Yes, I'm a personal trainer. I've been a personal trainer 15 years, and I've been a professional boxer now for going on 14 years. I've been boxing all my life. Yeah.
And a soap maker.
And now I help run the family bath and body bakery with our boys. And yeah, I just do the heavy lifting, and Colleen's the artist behind the work.
And I think the people at home need to know that, Colleen, you've been doing this for well more than a decade. But before that, you were a stunt person in the film industry.
Yeah, yes, I was, or still am sometimes, a stunt woman or stunt double for different men and women and children in the film industry. So I was Anne Heche's stunt double, Melora Walters. I worked with Pierce Brosnan. He killed me in a bathroom.
Bag of bones.
Yep, Bag of Bones. I've been in many Disney movies. Bailey's Mistake. I did lines with Linda Hamilton. I was a little boy on a chimney. So I've been through fire. I was in the opening scene of Haven. I drove off a cliff for Emily Rose. So I've done a lot of things in film.
Yeah, for sure. And now you've driven off the cliff into entrepreneurship.
I have most definitely, and it feels just like that.
Absolutely.
So this wonderful little kitchen is a real hub. You are making soap in here constantly.
Yes,
I think it's important for our viewers to get a sense of some of the products you make.
So we make handmade soaps, tallow soaps. We also make body scrubs, sugar scrubs. I make face cakes, which is a facial cleanser, exfoliator for your face. We do body moisturizers and massage bars, many different products. So we have bath bombs. Our bath bombs are amazing. We don't use any SLS. It's all, they're all natural, full of Epsom salts and extra virgin olive oil. They smell absolutely incredible.
We got lots of great stuff. Let's try a face cake. I'd love to find out what that means.
Okay, sure. These here are our facial cleansers, our face cakes, and they are made with almond flour, kaolin clay. The cleansing agent in them is all natural castile soap, so these are all natural. They feel incredible. They smell incredible, like you need to smell this.
Okay. Oh my gosh, it does smell incredible. Can I touch it?
Yes, you can, for sure.
Hold on 1 second, Carol. This is so... This is just, you just put like a little bit like that, add water.
And you rub it all over your face. It becomes like a new facial cleansing routine.
We'll be trying this tonight.
It's like a ritual, and they're very unique. They're only made here at Soap in Your Mouth. This is my complete idea, but I just absolutely love it because it's like you can play with your food.
Oh my gosh, and I'll have what you're having. Your skin is gorgeous.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
All right, what other hot sellers, since we're here? Show us what you...
Okay, so number one, our most popular soap, we've sold over 300 in the past 3 months since we've been here, is our coal miner soap. It's made with our hand-processed tallow. It's created for psoriasis, rosacea, eczema. So many people swear by this soap. I have a wonderful girl, Angela. She uses it for her child, and she has definitely spread the word, so appreciate you, Angela. And it has activated charcoal, which removes toxins on the skin, and so many other things. I could go on about this one particular soap. It's absolutely amazing.
I do. I absolutely love this soap. I swear by it. I'm always in the gym. I'm always training. My gym is Real Deal Fitness, so I live in the gym, and I'm telling you, this pulls that moisture into your skin that your body needs.
These smell wonderful. What's this?
So this here is a moisturizer for your skin. They're called Queen Bee, and they're made with beeswax that we source from a local farm, Foot Family Farms.
Moisturizer. Can you hold this one more time, Kyle?
Absolutely.
You have to smell it before you try it.
No, I can smell it. It smells amazing.
Lemongrass.
And I assume I'm doing this right. Just rub it on.
Yes, you are. And many people use it like perfume. You just end up smelling your arms all day.
Oh,
it just smells delicious,
That's
right?
heaven on earth.
Yes.
And I can smell these bath bombs too.
They are absolutely incredible. We don't use any SLS, and they're loaded with Epsom salts and extra virgin olive oil. So these are the best bath bombs, and they're huge. They're softball size.
Well, we've barely scratched the surface. If you happen to be in Porter's Lake on Trunk 7, just look for the cute goat out front. But how else can we get your products?
You can also shop us online at Soap in Your Mouth.
Wonderful. And you're opening a new location.
Absolutely. We're going to be over at 6053 St. Albans on Richmond Yards, the corner of Roby and Almond Street.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I've never thought that soap in your mouth could be a good thing. Thank you both so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Good morning.
Taking a look at our 3-day forecast, some sunshine early this morning for parts of New Brunswick. We will be seeing precipitation move in with a high of 25 today. Much of the same on Friday with a high of 20. Sunshine across the province on Saturday, cooling down your daytime high 18 degrees. Nova Scotia is looking at a high of 23 today. Sunny breaks with precipitation moving in this afternoon. A high of 23, 21 on Friday. A mix of sun and clouds starts off the day. Scattered showers into the afternoon. Sunshine returns on Saturday, cooling down to 15. Prince Edward Island's looking at a high of 24 today, a mix of sun and cloud. Into our forecast on Friday, showers start off the day clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. A high of 16 on Saturday with sunshine.
Still ahead on this Thursday morning, etiquette and your coworkers. It's inevitable that you'll find yourself in an awkward situation at work from time to time. We'll ask our friend and etiquette expert, Julie Blake-Como, about what to do in those sticky situations. That's coming up in the last 30 minutes of Your Morning Atlantic. Hey, it's 8:31. Julie Blake-Como joining us on the show. If you have not seen her on the show before, she's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Has the best advice for the most awkward situations. She's such a graceful person as well.
Oh, yes.
No question is off the table, and she will answer it in the most polite way.
And oddly, our director, Vicky, decided to do this topic this week.
Yeah, that's
I wonder if she's trying to send us a message.
I don't think it's going to be specifically about television production. Yeah, we don't need that.
Hopefully not. I do chew pretty loudly in the morning when I'm eating my protein bars. So.
I'm right next to you, too. Crystal and I are chewing our protein bars. Crunch, crunch, type, 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 type.
Yeah. You do what you got to do. Weather-wise today, how do we dress to leave the house today, Latavia?
A little bit cooler for our daytime highs. Still going to feel quite warm, though. So
yeah,
maybe a light layer in the morning. We are going to see humidity still play a factor into the afternoon. Above seasonal daytime highs headed our way. It's a bit of a cloudier start to the day, as you can see here over in Lockport. We are going to see sunshine in our forecast today. Clouds will clear out, but we also have a bit of precipitation in our forecast for parts of Atlantic Canada a little bit later on. Heading outdoors this morning, it is 14 degrees starting off your day in Halifax, 16 in Charlottetown and in Sydney, 13 in Fredericton, 14 in St. John's. So here's a look at our satellite and radar. Some sunny breaks early this morning, also seeing a bit of precipitation, looking at around a 30 to 60% chance of it happening for the Maritime region. And the wind will be picking up as well for the Maritimes. As of right now, out of the southwest, 41 kilometers per hour in North Cape, 17 into Miramichi, with 13 into Grand Detang, as well as Sydney and Halifax. One wind gust to notify you of getting up to 52 kilometers per hour right now in North Cape. I'll have a look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news headlines with Amanda.
33. Firefighters were called back to that heavily damaged apartment building in Middle Sackville last night, responding to a small flare-up. Halifax Fire says there are hot spots and some deep-seated burning that they could not reach during the initial call Monday. Last night, on-site security noticed a bit of smoke. Firefighters arrived on scene just before 11. The small flare-up was quickly extinguished. Firefighters also used thermal cameras to look for more hot spots before they left the scene. Smoother traffic this morning in Fredericton after it was snarled yesterday when an 18-wheeler got lodged under a busy downtown overpass. No one was hurt, but the truck very damaged. Yesterday's collision closed the intersection for much of the day. Fredericton police say initial assessments confirm there's been no structural damage to the bridge. The truck was mostly carrying alcoholic beverages. A former swim instructor at a Nova Scotia youth detention center has been charged with sexual offenses involving hundreds of children over a quarter of a century.
This instructor held a position of authority, and the young people he victimized should have been able to trust him and feel safe with him.
75-year-old Donald Douglas Williams was arrested at his home in Dartmouth on the weekend. He is facing 66 sex-related charges, but those charges only cover about 30 of more than 300 reported victims. Police said all the alleged victims were boys, with the exception of one girl. Williams worked at the youth detention center known as Waterville from 1988 to 2017. The alleged assaults happened between 89 and 2015. RCMP say additional charges are expected. Williams is due in Kentville Provincial Court next week. An arrest has been made in connection with the hate-motivated graffiti spray painted on 3 Halifax synagogues over the weekend. Security cameras recorded a suspect leaving hateful messages and swastikas on the buildings. 31-year-old Jazim Topali was arrested Tuesday at his Halifax home and faces 7 charges, including incitement of hatred. The Atlantic Jewish Council says it is pleased with the speedy arrest.
In the short term, what we need to see is that the existing laws on the books concerning expressions of hate be enforced vigorously, and that we think will send a message.
The accused has a bail hearing scheduled for this morning. Students at Dalhousie University will be heading back to class in less than a week. Locked out faculty members and other teaching staff have voted overwhelmingly in favor of accepting a new collective agreement. The deal includes a raise of more than 10% over 3 years, increased parental leave benefits, and a requirement for each faculty to ensure a more fair and equitable distribution of workload. Of the 839 members who voted, all but 40 voted yes. Fall classes will begin on Tuesday. The Faculty Association will hold a media briefing later this morning. One of the chief executive officers at J.D. Irving is being treated for cancer. Robert Irving reportedly had successful cancer surgery in late July and is now undergoing treatment. Co-CEO Jim Irving will be leading operations for the New Brunswick company while his brother recovers. The company hasn't said what type of cancer is involved or where Irving is being treated. The company employs about 20,000 people across various sectors, including agriculture, forestry, and shipbuilding. People who play the lottery in Miramichi will want to check their tickets this morning. Atlantic Lotto says a ticket sold in Miramichi for yesterday's draw of Lotto 649 is a gold ball guaranteed prize winner worth $1 million. Details on who the winner is will be released when they come forward. Finally, you can call this an end of an era. Canadian curling great Brad Gushue is calling it a career at the end of this season.
This will be my final year in competitive curling. For me, this is about my family and my team. My wife and daughters are important to me, and I've missed enough milestones to know I don't want to miss any more. For my team, your commitment, friendship, and drive are what made all this possible for me.
The 45-year-old skip from St. John's has won 2 Olympic medals, 5 World Championship medals, and is also a 6-time Brier champion, just to name a few of his accolades. But when you think of proud Newfoundlanders, one person you think of, Brad Gushue.
When I was there were all kinds of Brad Gushue things.
Really?
Oh, yeah, they're very proud of Brad Gushue. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about an event. This one's something you can see if you go across the pond. Some of Marie Antoinette's personal items are landing in London's Victoria and Albert Museum for a first-of-a-kind exhibition. So Marie Antoinette style looks into the origins and numerous revivals of style shaped by arguably the most fashionable queen in history. It includes historically accurate dresses, original portraits, toiletry sets, and a number of personal items, and even modern fashions inspired by her. The exhibit runs until March 22nd, so I think this is almost worth a trip across the pond. Looks pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, I'll take one of each.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of events taking place, we'll take a look at your community calendar. The city of Dieppe will host the event Welcome to Dieppe tonight, beginning from 4:30 p.m. Head to City Hall to enjoy appetizers, a meeting with elected officials, a welcome ceremony, and welcoming new residents into the community. To learn more, head over to their website. And in celebration of the 45th anniversary of the Marathon of Hope, we are taking Terry's Dream over the bridge. The Terry Fox Run will be held on the Confederation Bridge this upcoming Sunday, September 21st from 6 to 1 p.m. Terry's older brother, Fred Fox, who has been on the show and spoken to Crystal, will also participate. You do need to register, though. That ends today, so you need to register by today by 10:59 p.m. Head over to their website for additional information. And the Nova Scotia Stampede kicks off today as well in Truro. Enjoy world-class rodeo action and unforgettable concerts at the Nova Scotia Provincial Exhibition Complex. The Stampede runs until September 21st. For tickets, head over to their website. And if you do have an upcoming event, please send us the details. Our new email, yourmorningatlantic@ctv.ca. Time now, 8:39. Stick with us. We'll be right back. Beautiful start to your day over in Ingonish. Happy Thursday, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 8:42. We are seeing a mix of sun and cloud early this morning. We do expect some spotty precipitation to move back in, really right across parts of Atlantic Canada today. A mild start to the day. Temperatures already slowly rising. As of right now, 12 degrees heading outdoors in Labrador City. 14 starting off your day in St. John's, 16 into Charlottetown and Sydney, 14 in Halifax, 13 starting off your day in Fredericton. Over to our forecast timeline. So we are seeing sunshine early this morning, a bit of a cloudier start to the day for the Maritime region, also seeing a chance of some isolated showers returning early this morning for mainland Nova Scotia, as well as into the Tri-County area, looking at some scattered showers. Into the afternoon, we are going to see that chance of showers increase for parts of the Maritime region. Still seeing precipitation for both Newfoundland and Labrador as we head towards this evening. A chance of some isolated showers return to the northern region of New Brunswick, taking us into early Friday morning. Much of the same expected. A bit of a cloudy start to the day for parts of the region. Also some sunshine, but then we do have lingering precipitation remaining. If you're wondering how much precipitation we're going to see, it's going to remain quite light across the Maritime region. Only seeing an additional 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of Newfoundland, and then 10 to 20 for Happy Valley Goose Bay. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, starting off the day with sunshine into the northern region, a chance of showers returns into this evening. For the central and southern region of the province, a chance of some isolated showers starting off the day, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. A chance of showers returns into the evening with highs between 22 to 27. Prince Edward Island will see a high of 24 degrees today. Lots of sunshine throughout your day, wind gusts getting up to 40. And same thing goes for Cape Breton. Eastern mainland Nova Scotia, highs between 23 to 24 degrees. A mix of sun and cloud today, a chance of some isolated showers returns into the evening. And for the rest of Nova Scotia, we have highs between 21 to 24, a chance of showers throughout the day today. For Newfoundland and Labrador, showers today with a high of 13 degrees in Labrador City, 22 into St. John's. Mainly sunny skies, showers expected into the evening as well. For forecast on Friday, we do have some lingering isolated showers expected for parts of the Maritime region. Also seeing some spotty precipitation for Newfoundland. And for Labrador, chance of showers and or flurries moves back in. This cold front that moves in Thursday night into Friday and Saturday, temperatures will become quite cool into Saturday. Even though we're seeing lots of sunshine across the region, we do have lingering spotty shower activity, Crystal.
All right, it's 8:45, and the good news is if you've got an awkward situation, we've got someone who can help. Let's talk about workplaces today. When you look around, what do you see? A variety of colleagues, each with different personalities. Probably some you get along with well, and maybe others not so much. Maybe they leave dirty dishes in the sink, or maybe their negativity is sinking morale. Well, fear not. Here are some tips on how to cope with our colleagues as our etiquette expert, Julie Blais-Comeau. Good morning, Julie.
Good morning, Crystal.
Thank you so much for joining us. We love having you in. Let's talk about workplaces today. I think the first and foremost thing that we need advice on is when you should bother speaking up. Because when you do so, you're probably going to change that relationship with a colleague.
You're so wise to say that. And the same thing would happen with family members, community members. And the first question we should ask ourselves, Crystal, is, will I be perceived as friend or foe? That's number one. If there's that little bit of a doubt where you're thinking that you're going to be perceived as foe, as an enemy, don't do it. Don't do it. But if you're close enough, you get along well, sometimes you have lunch together, you may even meet after work, well, then you're going to go ahead and make the decision to have the conversation. Now, for a moment, let's go back to if we are perceived, we could be perceived as foe. In that situation, use the communication channels that the company that you work for tells you to go about it, the policy that's there. So it could be your superior, it could be an HR representative, it could be an ombudsman. So that's the first question we should ask ourselves, friend or foe.
Okay, that's great. And let's get into some behaviors one by one. We'll go through as many as we have time for. So let's talk about a few common ones. What about, okay, this is a good one. Somebody, you're trying to talk and they're constantly interrupting you. And that can make you feel disrespected. So what do you do in this case?
Yeah, it can make you feel disrespected. And sometimes the interrupter is so much coming along with you, believes in you, so passionate, just like you. And then they're like, oh, and then they interrupt. And then you can just look at the person and you can, like, sometimes just, especially in a meeting, Crystal, even virtual, if you just find that person, like the Brady Bunch, and you find that person and you make like that virtual eye contact or in person, that's all that you need to do. And then you like make that little nod in person, the person gets it. And sometimes you may have to say, Crystal, I see you, Julie, I see you, and we'll get right to you after I'm finished. That's all that you need to do. Don't point fingers, don't roll your eyes, anything like that. And the most important thing is communication, the most important element. 55% of how we communicate in person is visual. So make that eye contact non-threatening, smile. And number two is our vocal, 38%. So that's the tone of our voice. Remember your mother saying, watch that tone, young lady? Well, my mom would say that. So that's the tip here.
Yeah, that's great.
Tell them to get back to them, like to calm them, soothe them, and let them know they'll have their own time to shine.
Perfect, yeah. And often, yeah, just like understanding where they're coming from sometimes is really helpful, that they're just excited. All right, the classic pen clicker or desk tapper. I am a person that this drives me crazy, yeah. And then you get it in your head and can't get rid of it. How do you get them to stop?
Yes, and that's a tough one because, like, at first you're like, okay, you know, she's just like nervous, and we understand, we're being empathetic, as you suggested, right? Like, we're being empathetic, but then we can't focus. And do you know, Crystal, that it can take, according to some studies, when we are interrupted, up to 22 minutes, 22 guys, to get back into that flow, into that zone. So you're going to pick up your courage, and you're not going to blame here. You're going to say something like, and you're going to do this in private, not with everyone, and you're going to say, Julie, could we just, why don't you walk along with me? Or you see them in the lunchroom, you know, and you said, can I share something? I'm a really, really sensitive person, like sensitive to the senses, and I hear everything. And sometimes, you know, when I hear pens clicking, or when, for me, Crystal, my biggest pet peeve is gum chewing. To me, that should be a solitary activity, like clack, clack, clack. And then you're going to say, you know, I get really distracted. Like, is there something that we could do about that? And you go one step at a time. Like, you know, there's something that I'd like to say. And for all those tough conversations, most of the time you can start with something like, you know, what I have to say is difficult. But if it was me, I'd like to know.
Ah, good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, exactly. Try to, bring it back to you. Okay, on these notes, we have a scent policy here at CTV where we can't wear strong perfumes because some people have odor sensitivities. But what about strong body odor? Like, that's really personal. How the heck do you deal with that?
I don't know if I've ever told this on your show, but I used to be HR. I used to be that HR person, and I've had to fire people. And do you know that between firing someone and having the body odor conversation, the most challenging one of the two is the body odor one. That's really, really tough because it's really personal. And this one will start exactly like what I proposed. There's something that I'd like to talk to you about. It's difficult. If it was me, I'd like to know. And then you will suggest that at times when we're stressed, that our body can sweat more, that different things physiologically can happen, and that, you know, it's been reported to me or I've noticed. And you're going to be really careful about the using "it's been reported to me," because that could create paranoia. And we're also going to be very sensitive to people's economic situation. We may think that everybody has a wardrobe where they can alternate their clothes like every day, every second day, but that may not be their reality, and they may not have access to getting their clothes laundered. So that's really, really sensitive. And then you will say something like, you know, I've noticed that maybe like that you may want to think about personal hygiene. Is there anything that we can support you with that? But that conversation should truly come, generally speaking, and again, generally speaking, from HR, unless it's someone that you're very, very close to. If it's someone that you have coffee with like every day, probably that person would appreciate it coming from you instead of HR. Reason is, and you know why, Crystal? Because that person's going to think, I sat every day next to Julie and she never said anything.
Yeah.
And then she went and told HR. So, you know, if you're telling HR, HR could never tell, would not like let them know that you don't want them to tell. And it's really sensitive. It's a very tough conversation.
Well, gosh, we could go on and on. Julie, thank you so much for this conversation. If there's anything like that ever comes up, I'd like them to hire you to break the news to me, because you just have a way about you.
Thank you. And any sticky situation, you know, people write to me from all over Canada and the world at times. So Julie at etiquettejulie.com, and we'll get through this together.
Perfect. All right. Thank you again. We put that information on our website to make it easy to find. Have a great day, Julie. We're going to take a break and be right back to wrap up our show right after this. It's now 8:53.
Welcome back. It's the last few minutes of the show. We're getting ready to brew our next set of coffee.
Yeah, I was just saying, I'm just hinting now. Woo, need a coffee.
Yeah, I know, a little pick-me-up. So throughout the morning, this was our Move Morning Chat. We were asking if there's a long-closed store or business you still think about and just wish would come back. We asked you to let us know your thoughts, and here's what you had to say. So we began with Sophia from Prince Edward Island, Target, and Toys R Us.
Yes.
Target was short-lived. I know a lot of Canadians were disappointed with the prices when it started here.
I don't know why. I didn't find it expensive. I love their stuff.
And there was a Starbucks inside. Oh, boy.
Speaking of pricey, though, Toys R Us.
Yeah, Toys R Us. My little one's sad. Okay, Kristen says the store Panhandler was one of my favorites. It was in some malls in and around Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. Great for gifts and kitchenware. Anyone remember that one?
I do.
Panhandler.
I do.
Okay.
Yep, it was a cute one.
Yep. Nicole writes, one store I miss is Sam the Record Man.
Yes.
All those music stores are now long gone. I miss the days where you could browse an album you love, sampled the music, and then purchased it. The good old days. Remember the listening stations?
Oh, yeah.
HMV.
HMV. Finally, Cheryl from Chris Bamsis says Sears. I miss shopping through the catalog with my grandmother. I miss the quality of the products and the variety. I mostly remember the yellow, brown, and green kitchen sets back in the 70s. They were wonderful.
Oh, yeah. We love a catalog around here. So much fun.
And we hope you'll join us on the show tomorrow. Lots of important topics. September is Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. We're going to be talking about symptoms, treatment options, and the latest in research.
Super important conversation because it's a cancer that kills a lot of women. In fact, the most dangerous for women. Suzette's also going to be back hosting a birthday party with Chris Brothers. Oh my gosh, that's all we have time for today, but we'll see you tomorrow bright and early 6 a.m. Have a great day.